I understand that it's daunting, and I'm not naive to the fact that that is a daunting fact to think, oh my God, so what? I've got to work on myself every day till the day I die. It's like, yeah, that's what you got to do. And
that gets me out of bed.
I am fit, healthy and strong. Each deep breath I take heals my body. My frequency is attuned to optimal health. I just speak into existence how I want to feel, the frequency that I want to be on. This is why I feel that my words do carry weight, and I feel like the experience that I've got does hold value, because I was the opposite of what I am now. I was weak-minded, I was negative, I let myself down constantly, I'd let others down constantly. I wouldn't show up when I needed to show up.
Luke Powell, welcome to Shake the Mic. This is an episode I've been waiting for. It's a pleasure for me to share the studio with you, but I believe it's also a massive window of opportunity for us to share some of the best content available. So let's get it.
Let's go, bro.
Firstly, I'd like to start out by saying thank you. Thank you for giving us the greatest gift it is, your time. Appreciate it, brother.
No, thank you for having me on, Jack. It's a pleasure, brother.
As a person, what do you believe is your strongest attribute?
Your loyalty, probably. I'd have to say my loyalty, because I've been through certain phases of my life where, when people have been disloyal to me, I've felt what it does to me, what it does to my soul. So it's something that I've always strived to do, is just stay loyal, help the people who help you, and through that you can create really strong bonds. Communities, yeah, and bonds with people. And like, even just today, I put a quote up today saying, just be real, because it saves everyone's time. So I look for that authenticity and loyalty, so I have to embody what I look for in other people, and that's loyalty.
Would you say that's one of your core values, Luke?
Definitely, yeah, 100%.
I seen a post you put on social media where you say, every day is a new day. You can't run off yesterday, only got today. You also said you wake up in the morning and you feel very negative, and for the first 10 minutes, you hate yourself. Why, Luke?
I haven't so much got the answer to why. All I know is, when I was a child, I worried that much. I worried myself sick. Like, this is as even a young child. I'd be up all night. I used to fear everything you could possibly think of. So when it come to going to sleep at night, I'd sit there and for 3-4 hours drive myself insane, thinking of everything that could possibly go wrong, this, that. And I always say I worried myself out in my younger years, so that it prevented me doing the same when I got older. But literally, my go-to tendencies, my go-to thoughts are just negative. Now, most people probably are, but I don't actually know the answer to why it was, or why it still is. But every time I wake up, the majority of the time, I'm thinking negative thoughts. I'm in a negative mind frame, due to obviously childhood things that may have happened. I don't really know, as I say, but all I know is I have to actively work just to get myself to neutral. Not even happy, not even feeling ecstatic, just to get to neutral. I have work to do. So I don't wake up neutral. I wake up here, and I have to work myself to here. And then once I'm here, it's like a level playing field. Now I can go to work. Now I can dictate what I'm thinking, what I need to do. I can think straight, correctly. So that's where I'm at. It's when I say hate myself, it's obviously a bit strong, but I'm just
strong. Yeah.
I'm in a place where I just question everything.
When you say you hate yourself, Luke, do you mean you hate yourself the way you're thinking in that negative moment? Not you hate yourself personally.
Exactly.
You hate your mind frame in the morning time.
Exactly that. I hate my mind frame. First off, as soon as I wake up.
Can we go deeper on the first statement and tell me exactly what you mean when you said you can't run off yesterday?
So, what I used to do, if I'd done something good in my life, I had a good day, if there was a good event, I made someone proud, whatever it may be, the following day, you're still waiting for more pats on the back, and you don't get it. You actually don't get it. People forget. People are very quick to forget, including myself. So when someone's done something for you, say someone cooks you a nice meal, it's like you eat the meal, you're really grateful for it, you appreciate it a lot. the next day comes, it's kind of forgot about. You're not just going to continue to thank this person. Thank you for that. Thank you. I got into the habit of thinking everyone kind of owed me gratitude. Say even with football back in the day. So say I had a good game the week before. I'm thinking, why is everyone not singing me praises this week? And it's like, it doesn't matter. No one actually remembers the last game. So it more so came from sport, in my experience with sport. But then as life's gone on and you find it with business, you find it with relationships, you find it even with your friends, you can't
dine out on yesterday.
No, you really can't. Like McGregor says it, doesn't he, when he was on his rise up, you sleep on a win, you wake up on a loss. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you want to constantly be progressing. You want to always be actively better than you were yesterday. And again, everyone's always saying the same things, aren't they? All these podcasts, all of these motivational talks, interviews that you see, everyone's saying the same thing in their own unique way. That's what I've come to realise. So everything we speak about on this podcast today isn't going to be new, is it? It's not going to be new, brand new information. But what it is from my personal experience. It's from what I've experienced in my life, what I've conjured together in my own unique way. Because there's another saying, they say, it's not what you know anymore, it's how you get across what you know. We've all got like Google now, so you can find anything out. But if you want to find out how to lose weight, what's the best diet for fat loss, etc., it's the click of a button. But you'll seek out people who can tell you this in their own unique style, and you'll say, okay, this person's been there, done it, holds a little bit more weight. Their words hold a bit more weight. So that's what we've got. Exactly, it's your character that you add to these things. So, as I say, you can't run off yesterday. You've just got to constantly be like learning new things, seeking new knowledge.
To add to that, my opinion is tomorrow's only hope. Like, tomorrow's a figment of the imagination. It's not here yet, and it's not promised either. So you have only got now, and you have only got the present. And also, we're talking about what you were saying, where, like, you know, we've heard a lot of this information before, so we're not talking about anything new sort of thing. There's a difference between having knowledge or having information and acting upon it.
100%.
Massive difference. You can read all the books in the world, you can watch all the podcasts you want to watch, whatever you want, listen to whoever you want, but if you don't do nothing about it, the information's worthless.
100%. Knowledge is only power if you action it.
I've said it on here before, how much content do we need to consume before we act upon it? And it's as straight as it is.
A lot of people do, though. They get caught up in that. I was guilty of it myself early on, watching podcast after podcast, reading books, but not applying the action. And when you don't apply the action, as you say, it's like fueling up your car, but you're not going anywhere.
It's like you're trying to fill a void, lad. You read another book. Oh, yeah, I'll read something else. Read one and fucking do something about it, man. Do you know what I mean?
What happens as well, though, if you're not applying action, Jack, is you start to... Different books can contradict each other. Now, as I said to you there, that's why experience is so important. So when I say about your own unique journey, each person can apply the exact same knowledge, but they'll have a totally different outcome based on their whatever it is that they're pursuing, their character, their set of circumstances, the time of our generation that we live in. All of these things can dictate how you come through applying the exact same knowledge as someone else. So that's why it's so unique to you as an individual, and the experience is the most important thing, and then for you to pass on that experience, because each field, again, as I say, you can apply these bits of knowledge to each industry, but within that industry, how it goes, what way it goes, is going to be different all the time. So I feel like I was speaking to Joe and stuff the other day about with the Steadfast, what I've made all the mistakes you can possibly make within our industry. I've been through all the ups and downs, so I can guide the team through now as best as I possibly can. So,
do you believe when you find a field that's more suited to you and it's more organic, more natural to you, that's where you have the most flow and success? Like, you could apply yourself to something the same as I could, but I might just be naturally quicker, better, more successful at it. Do you believe that that's because that's naturally where I'm supposed to be a little bit more, Luke? Sometimes people try and force things and try and be a certain way that they're not supposed to be, and they know it's not natural to them, it's not organic to them. They're trying to be something they're not.
100%.
You're being something you're not.
You can tell that a mile off, though, Jack, can't you? The difficult thing is for these people who genuinely don't know what their purpose is. For me, I always knew it was going to be something active, something to do physical. And I knew that from a young child, from 6, 7. So I was lucky in that aspect that I was athletically gifted and I had a love for it too. So I kind of always knew my purpose would revolve around something physicality.
I've known you since we were children, Luke, and you've always been very, very athletically gifted. You've always been that way out, haven't you?
That's it, and it is luck. That's luck of the draw, Jack. Sometimes, and these other people, I do feel is a lot more difficult when you've actually got no direction or purpose to find it. I see a lot of podcasting titles and stuff on the socials saying, find your purpose, this, that. I think you can't show anyone how to find their own purpose.
You've got to keep knocking. I believe you've just got to keep trying things, and if you find something, fucking run with it.
I agree.
Some people, like, they'll find something and they want to find everything else, and at the end of the day, there's only so many things we can do. Do you know what I mean? 100%. So if you find something and you're good at it, pursue it, man. Chase it and stick to it.
But you've got to enjoy it. You get this though as well, but don't you, that do what you love? Is it always the case though? Is that the case for everyone? I mean, with all due respect, within your business now, was that your love? But you
not when I set out, right? But you know what now, right? As mad as this sounds, and I want to say this openly on my podcast, I love what I do, lad. I love making blinds, and I don't necessarily make blinds that much anymore. I run a business, but look, put a blind in my hand and I'm at home, lad, and I love it, right? And I've made a good living out of it. Yeah. And if you said to me when I left school, Jack, would you want to be a blind man? I'd have probably laughed at you, right? Exactly. But to be fair, I'm so blessed to have found it because I've created a life out of it. Do you know what I mean? And it's been my own little thing and my own niche, and a lot of people know me for it. Like, Jack who does the blind, they know me for that. Yeah. And I sort of just like found myself in it, and it's always been like, there's other people who do it, and I don't concentrate too much on what anybody else does in the same field as me either. I do me. Yeah. But it's just always been my own little thing and something I've done, and like, not only have I built a good business, it's helped develop my family. You know, I have my mum who works here with me and stuff like that. You know, my missus does part-time, and it's helped me form a life around what I do. And, like, there's people out there working a 9-5, I'm blessed, lad.
Congratulations, you know as well, though, but I'm made up for you to hear that. So, that you're involved in the family too, man, it's powerful.
It's good, and the thing is, like, a lot of people would overlook it, and this is why I'm saying, like, you can't overlook what you're enjoying, what you're good at, because people will go, their ego says they want more. Blinds, no, I'm not going to do blinds, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. You can make a good living out of fucking emptying bins, lad, or cleaning cars if you're good at it and you know what you're doing.
100%.
It's how you apply yourself to what you're doing, and that can be anything in the world. You can be something that's really prestigious, but if you shit at it, forget about it. Or it could be something that's like a lot more mundane and not as cool. But if you enjoy it and you found something with it, run with it, man.
100%.
Let's get back to the morning time. Can you walk me through your morning routine and give me step-by-step actions of what you do and the reasons why you do what you do, Luke?
Wake up with an alarm at the minute, because I'm getting up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, currently.
Touch on that a bit later.
Yeah, so...
Standard morning.
Without that, I've been for the past 2 years waking up without an alarm. As you just said, that you've got yourself to the position where you don't have to be up at a set time. So neither do I anymore. So I allowed myself to wake up naturally, but it's always between 5:30 and 6:30. It's never any later. So I allow myself to wake up without the use of an alarm, which has been a luxury that I've had to work hard for. So I wake up naturally, usually leave the blinds slightly open so the light starts to wake me up. And straight away I'll jump into a cold shower. A minute to 2 minutes freezing cold. And then I'll finish on 60 seconds of warm to warm the body back up. So we used to finish on cold, but I've got Raynaud's, which is the fingertips and my toes, the extremities, it's like stay white. They go numb, completely white, and I couldn't get the blood flow back in. So I've chose to do that after a little bit of research and speaking to a few different people, and so now I'll finish on the hot.
Starting on the cold, brutal, innit?
But that's the hardest part, isn't it? Getting
When
out
you're in
of
the
bed
warm, you stand there like, and you're thinking, I've got to turn this cold in a minute. Like,
I don't know. I'd say I find that easier, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
if I'm in the warm.
but yeah, it's better because you're starting warm. But like, I don't ever start the shower cold, but I know the shock of the feeling of the cold. So starting cold,
give it a go.
Yeah, hard work. Will do.
Like, because obviously you put it on
must
and
make
you literally
more
do look at
robust.
it. No matter how many days go by, I promise you, whether you turn it on freezing cold, you're already cold because you just got out of bed, especially during winter, and you're looking at it and you do hesitate every single day.
Yeah, you're just
and
like,
then
nah.
stepping into it. So I do that, 2 minutes, 3 minutes that takes, jump out, brush my teeth, and then I go in and I pray. That takes about 10 minutes to pray. Straight after that, I then sit on my floor in my dressing room and I read my affirmations. It takes exactly 16 minutes. So a lot of people just do short affirmations. I tend to do it for 16 minutes, 15, 16 minutes. And there's a lot to get through, a lot of personal one, a lot of gratitude. So it's so saturated at the minute. Sorry to just vary off just 1 second, but it's very saturated at the minute, all this self-help talk. And it actually annoys me a little bit because I've been doing this for
a long period of time.
13, 14 years. So I was doing it before.
It become cool.
Yeah. This is just what I do. So I'm not here to push it onto anyone to tell everyone like this is just what I do.
I've worked on myself for a long time, Luke, and that's why I like talking to people like the likes of yourself about it, because it's nothing new to me. And like, you know, I've been reading books for a long time. Yeah, I know. I've been reading books for a long time. I've been trying to work deeply on myself for a long time, and like, this is another side note as well. If you are looking to try and like work on yourself, it takes time.
It does.
Don't think next week it's going to change, or next month 100%. Or next year. It takes a long period of time.
I'll touch on that with the affirmations as well.
So your 16 minutes affirmations, where did 16 minutes come from, Luke? Is that just the time it took you to get through and you realised over a period of time that that's the time that I need, that's the time frame? So everything's very specific, innit?
Well, I like to have a very structured morning to make sure I can get it done. Otherwise, it leaves too many gaps to fail with it and you become inconsistent. So I just basically done it as quickly as I could, but it was good with quality, where you're speaking it properly and not rushing it, and then stop the time, and it was 16 minutes. So then I set myself a 16-minute timer, timing down now, because I hold you accountable a little bit.
Gotta get it.
Otherwise, sometimes I'll take my time with it a bit too much. I might even just check my phone 1 second, so all of that just goes out the window. Put 16 minutes, counting down, do my affirmations, get that done. And then...
Could you give me a few examples or something?
A lot of them are personal, which obviously I wouldn't touch on, but then others are just like, I am fit, healthy and strong. You know what I mean? Each deep breath I take heals my body. My frequency is attuned to optimal health. All that type of stuff. I just speak into existence how I want to feel, the frequency that I want to be on. Every cell in my body is perfect. All these type of stuff. Again, it sounds a little bit too far-fetched, which, again...
It's not for everyone, though. That's what I mean.
It really isn't, though, but this is stuff that genuinely took me from a really bad place to feeling normal again in my life. So it's something that I'll continue to do. As I just mentioned before, it even goes back to what you said. What do I hold myself mostly on, and that's loyalty. It's like I'm loyal to them. I can't turn me back on them now, because they took me from a place where I was so down and deep and dark, and took me to feeling okay. Then I would feel bad to now be where I am currently and to stop doing them. I'd feel this with the affirmations. Do you understand what I mean?
Integrity, that is, lad. That's doing the right thing when no one's watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Just being integral towards what your outlooks are.
Exactly.
And obviously, if you've got integrity and you've got loyalty, you'll have similar character traits to me, Luke. If you don't do that, that lies everywhere. You done it, brother. If you don't do it, it doesn't matter whether I fucking know or he knows or whatever. It's you.
And that's why I have to do the time and stuff, because if I don't do it,
you've got to live with it.
It annoys me that day. So I'd rather structure my morning and get it done. So I do that, go downstairs, make me coffee. I drink 2 litres of water, make me coffee, drink me coffee, and then I read. So I'll read 10, 15 minutes of whatever book.
You're on at the time.
I'm on the 50th Law at the minute, by 50 Cent, by Robert Greene. He wrote the 48 Laws of Power. Great book. So far, this is a great book as well. So I'll read that, and then I kind of just sit there and try and gather my thoughts to stop them racing. So obviously you've got multiple businesses going on at the minute, so it can be quite hard to say, right, what's my most important tasks that need to be done today. And what I tend to do is I have a list written on a Monday, and then I'll continue to work through that with the top 3 priorities. So I'll have 1 to 10, and then on the next one I'll have a list of the top 3. Once they're complete, out of the remaining 7, I'll have another top 3. And I'll continue to cycle through them like that.
And you just roll. You can only get so much done, don't you?
Yeah.
And you've got to flip that then
Pretty
and
much
go, sound.
Yeah, pretty much get everything done by the end of the week.
Yeah.
All of them. And,
but I mean, you've got to roll it day to day. Like, you might set out and go, right, you might have a list of 10 really important things to do, and then you've got your other stuff around that, and you might get through 3 on Monday, and then guess what? Well, what's the order of priority now? Exactly. Tuesday, let's get it, and you're hitting it every single day.
So I'm just constantly analysing this to-do list that I have, and I just carry it around me, keep it in my bag, keep it in my pocket, and I just keep checking it, make sure that I get it done. Also have little bits of notes on my phone. So I'll have a look at that and be like, right, okay, this is what I've got to do.
Do you prefer to physically write it out on a piece of paper?
Yeah, I do. I feel there's a lot of power in
the pen.
In writing, definitely. But I don't mind on the phone too. It's just, you got to just go with the times now. It's a lot easier. It's a lot more accessible.
If I write notes, if I write notes for my podcast, I'll write it all down physically in pen in a book there. Once I've written it down, then I'll type it again, because it feels like it's going in more, and I feel like I'm checking it more, and I know what I'm talking about. Where I feel like if I just tap this, I sit down, if you haven't done your own work, you haven't got it right, you're going to come up short.
It's like thousands of years of... That's what we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Instead of typing, we wrote scriptures, etc. So we can't just undo that now.
No,
we've got phones. Do you know what I'm saying? So it will be deeply ingrained in our biological makeup that writing does something. It's a great way to get the information into your mind, definitely. So I agree, and that's why I always do journal. I journal not every single day. Every day that I feel like I need to. Especially if I'm overthinking things.
Feel like I get it out?
Yeah, 100%.
A lot lies with me, Luke. Like, if I've got loads on, which is always, I'll like, sometimes I'll sit there speaking to me, calming me missus, and like, she'll be like, yeah, Jack, you've said that 3 times. I'm like, yeah, I know, but, and it's like, I'm trying to get this out, it must be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's because I've got that much on. I'm trying to filter it.
Yeah.
So sometimes it makes me feel better to try and get it out there. But it has more power when it's in, because if it's in, you've got to do something about it. If it's out, it gives you like an endorphin release. It gives you some sort of release, but it's not finished yet, bro. 100%. So you better sit with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you want to get it done. But it does help you to write down. It helps me to write stuff down.
Definitely.
So you do your journaling.
Yeah. So go over that. Go over my notes. Do a journal. And I'll take the dog for a walk, usually, for an hour. That'll clear my mind as well. If I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling like I've pretty much got my mind where it needs to be, then I may listen to a podcast, an audio book, or something like that while I'm walking with the dog. If I still feel like I'm a little bit cloudy, a couple of little things that I need to get done, then I'll go without, and I'll just walk and kind of just hearing the birds, hearing nature, and that helps me kind of zone in, get my thoughts efficient. So I walk with the dog, come back. If the girls are up, my family, I've got 2 little girls, so if they're up, spend a little 5-10 minutes with them, but they're usually not, because it's still quite early. And then I'll set off into the gym, and I'll go to the gym and do the recordings for Shred Fast. So we do an advanced session on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So on the Tuesday and Thursday, I've just built a gym in my home, which you did the pleasure of putting the blinds in for me, which I appreciate with it. So
thank you.
You've just had that done. On Tuesday, Thursday and Saturdays, I'll train from home in that gym, which gives me a little bit more time to spend with the family, and I do get to see the girls get up then, which is a nice touch. So that's pretty much my morning. And then I can't really, from that point on, Jack, I'd have to sit here and give you 100 million different examples.
And I don't want that 100 million different examples. I just wanted your morning routine. And whilst we're on there, you know, when you said to me, you're in a negative, and just to get neutral, you'd have to do work. Mm-hmm. What makes you buzz, Luke? What makes you get in a positive, brother? What makes you tick? For me to get you smiling and buzzing, lad, and feeling good, G, all the good stuff. Where's it at?
Do you know what, honestly? It's hard to say from a human perspective, from someone making me feel good. That's very hard to do with it. Yeah. Honestly, like, like I'm very hard to please. I just am. I don't feel like I'm someone I'm very positive. I have a high energy. I walk in a place maybe a little bit different today, which we'll touch on, but I'm feeling it this last couple of weeks. But generally speaking, I'm a high energy person, so I'm positive. But to get me really happy, to make me really happy, genuinely the only thing that makes me like that is working towards something in business. Yeah, it's the only thing. But of course,
I had a feeling.
Goes out saying
we're gonna get to that later. So we'll get there. What really interests me with Luke Powell is not only his ability to self-improve, but to build a loyal, faithful, dedicated and dependable community. It's allegiance of go-getters. How do you feel you've learned and developed the skill set to attract the right people into your life and help them develop collectively?
By being one, brother, by being who I want to attract. I've said this before. So, as we touched on at the very beginning, being loyal, being hard-working, being the hardest worker in the room, doing what I say I'm going to do, always showing up, dressing well, making sure that you
presentable.
Always look like all of these things. I embody them.
This is something later I was going to touch on in the podcast, but I feel it's relevant now because you've sort of got there with it. I feel like we've got to ready ourselves for opportunity, for circumstances, whether that be people, whatever. Like, this is going to sound stupid, but I say to the staff here, listen, make sure you clean that pavement outside. I don't care that that's not ours, but we're going to clean that and we're going to open them doors. Open both, don't open one, and lift that shutter right up, because I am welcoming customers in this shop. And if we're not ready, how can you want something that you're not ready for, man? How can you ask for something that you're not clear on? So you've got to have clear intentions on what you want. So if you want to bring the right type of people into your life, you've got to build. It's got to start from within. You know what I mean?
If you want a lot more than I didn't really know you as much, but like
you're a
lot more switched on than I thought.
If you want to bring something into your life, you better get ready to bring it in. But don't bother, don't ask for it, because you're wasting your time. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of people, but I see a lot on social media, or a lot of people who aren't like responsible for their own actions and stuff. Like, oh, why didn't that happen? Why didn't this happen? Because you weren't ready, because you didn't make yourself readily available for that to happen to you. So if you want to get people or create them type of relationships or bring them people into your life, get yourself ready and it'll come.
100%, you're right. You're dot on.
I've seen you handing out books to your staff. It was a book called Eat That Frog. You create an environment, Luke, and it's a special thing to see. Because what you've got and what you're doing, you're like pouring that out, you know what I mean? Like, it made me laugh. You put a book in a girl's hood while she was washing the dishes or something nice. And I just thought, like, it's that type of shit I love. Because, like, I'm trying to do that shit with my stuff, like, try and get us all on the same page, do you know what I'm trying to say? And there's power in that. Yeah. There's a lot of power in that, Luke, isn't there?
There is. So, what you're saying there, Steph, he was cleaning the dishes. I literally walked in this morning. I said, how are you, Steph? And she said, do you know what, Luke, I'm actually really good at reading this book. And it was Eat That Frog, literally this morning, this book. And I said, what is it that you're enjoying about it? She said, I've always known how to kind of manifest and do things, but she said, this gives you the step-by-step protocol to use. So she said, it's just making my mind feel really clear. And she had all the books around her and she was journaling.
I'm reading The Power of Now at the minute, but I want to read Eat That Frog, and I had a little look into it because I seen you, and it was like saying about, like, basically, you know, try not to procrastinate and do like the tasks that are like the most lucrative ones, but the most hard ones that are gonna give you the most growth during the day. Because we're all guilty of it. We wake up and go, yeah, I've got to do that, but that's a fucker. So you start going to fucking B, C, and D. You just get A done, baby. But we all try and avoid A. So yeah, we've also recently had Joe Rogan in, who embodies all your methods, teachings, and seems to be just a well-rounded and committed young man with only great things to say about you, Luke. And it must make you very proud to call him a friend and have him at the forefront of a brand that you've created.
It is. Joe's just, honestly, I can't really put into words, like, when I say about loyalty, hard work and commitment and stuff, like what I've watched Joe achieve is it's mind blowing, but honest to God, from the day that I met him to now, it's just, I've never seen anyone with that much growth in that amount of time, ever. He's gone from a working lad 9 to 5, working in Barclays, no direction whatsoever, no strength, no technique with the workouts if you want to go specific. No, his thought process was poor. He was always thinking negative. It was always doom and gloom. He had spurts of positivity, don't get me wrong. He, from the get-go, he had something about him. But everything about him has just completely transformed for the better, honestly. It would be hard for me to list now the things, but when you get to watch it with your own eyes, it just reaffirms even more so, as you said, not just Steadfast per se, but the community that we're building. We're all singing off the same sheet. I'm teaching these methods to everyone and anyone who's in my circle. And I'm just sharing my knowledge and also the knowledge of other people through books, as we've just said, and as an example. Anything that I learn and I think is of that will be beneficial to my team, my community, I pass it down as quickly as I possibly can. There's no hesitation. I can't read a book. I can't even finish a podcast that I'm taking something from before I've sent it into the group and said, please watch this. So I know what it done for me. And then when I see example after example of the team, which we can get onto many more examples as the show goes on with it. But Joe is just a prime example.
He's your CV, lad.
It's just, he's just honestly.
Do you know when people say like feedback on something or, testimonials, he's a living testimonial to what you do, lad. Do you know what I mean? And there's no greater business card than that, you know what I mean? He was there and now he's here. Look what he's done. And touch on anybody can later, but it just goes to really show, like, with what you're doing, it's got substance, lad. It's got power.
Yeah.
So we'll come to that. You've got an amazing business and you seem to have an amazing lifestyle, which we'll come to later in the podcast. I use the word seem because that's all I know. You'll know more. And it's strange how many people think they know you and they really don't. Perception's a funny thing, Luke, especially online. And this is something I wanted to touch on with you because of your online presence. And I feel like you get so many people like, oh, he's flying, is he? Do you know? Oh, yeah, I used to go to school with him, lad. Or, yeah, blah, 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 or to see him online. Yeah, but do you know him personally? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. Might train with him once a week, or you might see him on the weekend now and again, but you don't know him, you're not close around. So my personal take on it is, like, are you flying? And if the answer is yes, great, work harder. If the answer is no, why? Sort it and keep working. 100%. But I just feel like everybody needs to concentrate on getting theirs, and because there's a lot of comparison going on. And 9 times out of 10, it's not with reality, is it?
Things aren't always what they seem, are they?
I feel like we all have the same chances for opportunity, Luke, and some people create them, some people take them, some people fuck them up. That's the top and bottom of it. But there's a lot of comparison going on with things that aren't essentially real. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely agree with that. I always say on social media, people see what I want them to see. With my social media, people see what I want them to see. People can think you're flying, people can think I'm not. It makes no odds to me because for the past 15 years, I've done the exact same thing anyway. Do you know what I mean? I get up, I do what needs to be done. I stay consistent with it. And I've stayed true to myself. First and foremost, I've stayed true to the goal, which was to help people, was to educate, to better myself, and then to be able to kind of be that flame of motivation for other people. That's all I ever want to do, is genuinely just inspire people to just jump off the couch, even if it's just one day.
You're doing
just to
that,
jump
lad.
out of bed.
From someone from the outside looking in, you're doing that, Luke.
And that's all the goal was. So all I set out to do when I started this fitness journey was to motivate and inspire. So for everyone who may put it down, may speak bad of it, just that one good person jumping out of bed, changing their life. And it's not just one person, no, Jack, it's thousands. And like, honestly, if I could show you the feedback we have,
I'm going to come to it.
Just overwhelming.
I'm going to come to it because I feel it deserves a part that we should touch on properly. Is it your belief that if we're consciously seeking opportunities, more will arise?
Yeah, 100%. You get what you're looking for. That's why you say. So when we was just touching on before about when I turned up, my little mate Harrison, who's the youngest member of our group at the minute, He's an absolute champion, by the way.
Sutton.
Yeah, he's a champion.
Yeah.
So he's always bantering. But every time I walk in, he goes, "You smell like a high performer there, Gaffer." Because I'll put the oud and that on.
Got the cologne on.
That's it, but as I literally, even going in for a workout, I try and, like, it's like I'm showing up to an event. No, do you understand what I mean?
No, yeah, you're not just turning up raggedy.
These subscribers can't smell me. But I'm turning up.
You feel like they can, yeah?
So it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm a high performer. And like I say, he's so switched on. He's always on these little things. And it's just a little bit of a running joke that we've got. But that is how you need to turn up. That's how, because how do you know that you may stop for petrol. You may get out the car and you may run into someone you haven't seen for a while.
That opportunity.
Now, that person, when you walk and shake their hand and they get a little smell of that cologne and they see that you're looking prim and proper, and that changes their perception of you immediately. That sets the tone for that. And you could see anybody at any time. I could walk into my coffee shop and see someone who I haven't seen for a long time. Do you know the amount of people who will turn up for them because they're like, "Luke, I've got a little opportunity here for you." I walk in looking all rag-assed. Straight away, their first impression. Well, even if it's not gone, it's just a little small thing, lad, and it's those small minor details that make all the difference.
I've got a friend who's got a business and he was looking for investors and he was talking to me about it, and I said to him, "Listen, if you're looking for investors, you've got to be, if you had loads of money and you were looking to invest into a business, what would you look for? Would you look for someone who got up late? Would you look for someone who didn't turn up when they fucking said they were going to? Would you look for someone who looked rag-assed? No, you wouldn't. You'd look for somebody who got up out of bed in the morning. You'd look at someone who turns up. You'd look at someone who's presentable, who's true to the word. You've got to become that person and embody all them things. And trust me, you'll find what you're looking for." Okay. And it's like, I went to this thing with this same friend, funnily enough, just touching on that. And I was with Tom Smith, and he was saying, like, it was about business, and he was saying, who's the person? Put your hand up in this room now. If you know what person could change your business or could change your life, is there a contact that you've got in mind where you think that person could help me take this to the next level? Whether that be through an investment, whether that be through putting you on, linking you up with contacts, blah, blah, blah. And I sat there and thought to myself, I don't know who that person is. And it resonated with me deeply, because I thought to myself, like, I don't even know what I'm fucking looking for. Back to what you were saying now, when you could pull up in the petrol station, you don't know who you're going to see. And that person, if you do know who that person is, they could be there.
100%.
You've got to be ready.
You've got to be ready every second of the day, you really have. So that's the reason that, another one, I won't go into detail who it is, but someone in the team, I walked in a couple of times and I seen him slouched. Yeah. So I let it go a few times, just is what it is. But I seen him slouching about. And then after a few days of seeing it, I pulled him and just said, "Listen, your body language is abysmal at the minute, brother, and you're asking for certain things. You're asking God or the universe, whatever his belief is, for certain things, and you're not acting accordingly. You're not being open to these opportunities. You can't sit like that. You need to sit properly." Now, I know that some people are going to be give it a rest, whatever, but I swear to you, we had a conversation and I told him some home truths, and I knew it cut him deep a little bit, and I said, "Don't respond to me. Give it a few days, then come back to me. Sit on what I've said, contemplate it. I don't want a response right now." He said, "Okay." Coming back 3 days later and said, "Thank you so much, Luke. Thank you so much for saying what you said. I needed to hear it." He's the highest performer now.
Perspective is everything.
He's the highest performer, brother, within 3 weeks. That's legit. That's the truth. That can be backed up. Like in 2 seconds, he literally went from mediocre. He's now the highest performer, joint highest with Joe in terms of PT sessions and what he's getting done. He's a different man based on that conversation.
Sometimes
and it's all
that's
because
what we
I just told him.
That fire.
I said, "Listen, I said you can't sit with your back rounded out when you're PTing someone. You can't sit with your shoulders forward. You've got to sit with your chest up." And I said, "Better still, you can't sit down. Don't sit down when you're PTing no more."
At first, he would have hated you for that, Luke. He would have probably went home and thought, "Cheeky bastard, who's he talking to?"
I could see it in his face. That's why I said, "Listen, don't say nothing back yet.
they're the
just sit on
things.
it.
They're the things. The ones that do cut you the deepest. That's usually because it's true.
100% it is.
So it is.
100%
You know what I
it is.
mean? Where if you said something to him and it's much and muchness, where it's like, yeah, what he's saying is not really correct. It's like, yeah, okay, sound if that's your view, because you know deep down in your heart you're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
But it's when you're not, it sits with you more.
If I said to you now, you don't work hard, Jack, you'd just be like,
sound okay. Yeah.
Genuinely would. It would be
because I know, yeah. But if you say something to me that's true,
exactly,
it's gonna hurt.
Exactly.
But then it's what you choose to do. It's back to the content consumption and action, lad. You know now what you've got. You've got the information now. Yeah. Do you want to moan about it? Do you want to act on it? How do you want to act on it? How do you respond? Response is everything.
Just on that, sorry, Bo, but me saying that to him then implementing it the way he has then inspired me to do even more. And that's the power of the community. That's the power of your organisation. If you do things right, if you tell people what they need to hear when they want to hear it, and you don't put them down, you don't rip the heart out, you tell them constructively, this is what I think. I may be wrong, and if you think I'm out of line, and if you think I'm doing anything that's not good enough, please come and tell me. But this is what I feel will help you.
You're leading from the front, aren't you, Luke?
And then he does it, and then the next thing, I'm looking at him thinking, you're inspiring me. I want to be like you.
Yeah, because he's took it on board and went, let's go then.
Now he's rose the standard now. And you've got these, especially the youngers coming in now, who are just setting the bar. Yeah,
because they're seeing what's around them, Luke, and it's like, wow, yeah, listen, this is what's going on, this is what's happening. And then also as well, the people want to test themselves, and it's healthy competition, and competition's good for all of us. We could all get lackadaisical, we can all get complacent. If there's nobody else doing something, like, look, you've got to be grateful for competition. Do you know what 100%. I mean? If you had one PT in that gym, he thinks he is a high performer, but he thinks he's God's gift because there's nobody else around him. Put another 3 people with him who are all the same way, have all got the same mannerisms, same mindset, same outlook. You start to realise, well, he's starting to feel mediocre now. But he's not. He's still a high performer, but now it's like, okay, let's rise above then, and let's see who's going to get it.
Can I go a step further then? Because you said you wanted today to be thinking, so I'm giving away a couple of me little secrets into how the organisations run here. But you know, as much as you need the high performers and you need everyone to step up, you also need the low performer people, you know. Because they are just as important, bro. So what I would say to anyone who's starting off a business or currently has a business yet, don't be very quick and don't be so snappy in getting rid of the low performing people for 2 reasons. First one, give them time to grow. Give them that constructive criticism, see how they respond, and then give them a chance, because some of them can end up being the very best performing people. Secondly, you need a gauge of bottom as well as you do top. So your people who are in the organisation, you need to be able to say, you don't want to be like this guy, you want to be like this guy.
Wow.
And if you haven't got any of these guys, then there's no, you can, it can,
as well,
it can
also,
lose the dynamic quite quickly.
You've just a little light bulb moment with me as well. If you haven't got any low performers, we lose the essence of what a high performer is. So if you've just got a load of high performers in the room, you're thinking to yourself, like, he's fucking slacking, but he's not. He's killing it. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got nothing else to go off. You just got a load of insanely hard workers in the same place at the same time.
Exactly.
It's crazy what you've done, Luke, and I proper appreciate that, and I love that, because from somebody else who's got a business and who has staff members, I've seen staff come and go and whatever, and it's a nightmare working with people. So to get a team that are high performing and they're on it all the time, I take my hat off to you, brother, because doing something for yourself's one thing, and like I've said this before, I think it was on the last episode, or might have been, yeah, it was on the last episode of this podcast. I touched on it with John May. The one thing I don't like about this podcast is I've got to rely on you. If you don't come, this doesn't go. I don't like that. I'm used to relying on me. I've always relied on me. Me business, me health, me fitness, me house, me family, everything's me. And I love that. Because if it fucks up, it's on me. And if it works, it's on me. But don't like it when it's on you.
I get that completely.
And there's elements in my business that I need staff members. A lot of elements. And if they don't turn up and they don't perform, it's on me. But it wasn't me. But it's down to me to make them the right people. If that it's deep. If you get where I'm coming. So, and what you've built, and in the time you've built, which we'll touch on, it's credible.
I appreciate it, brother.
there's no denying you're very strong physically and you seem very strong mentally, Luke, but that hasn't always been the case, has it? You've suffered badly in the past with your mental health. Would you be willing to talk about it and share it with us?
Yeah, of course. So, as I mentioned before, I was a worrier. So there's no better definition of what I was as a child. I was a worrier. I worried about everything. I was scared of everything. Fearful. Down to slides. Wouldn't go on a slide. Wouldn't go on fair rides. I was just very, very withdrawn.
Looking at you now, you wouldn't believe that that's that person, would you?
I definitely, not that I forgot, because I still hold it tight to make sure that I never return back to that. But no, being who I am right now, myself, I do find it hard to believe that I was like that. I can't really comprehend my thought process back then.
Do you think now, Luke, you're the person you'd always wanted to be? You're that fucking man, that action man, that dude you were looking for when you were a kid, when you were scared? That was who you wanted to be?
Exactly that, bro. You do this the nail on the head there. I needed me, and it didn't have me. So I grew up in my nan's. I lived in my nan's, around the corner from where we are now. And in that household was me, my mum, my auntie, and my 3 uncles and my nan, in a 3-bedroom terrace house. So I shared a room with my mum and my auntie, who's basically like my sister now, who works with us, Helen.
I love
so
this.
That's why she's called me auntie. That's why she's called me sister, because it was me and my mum on a bottom bunk, single bed, and her on the top bunk. The next room was my 3 uncles, a bunk bed and a single bed, and then in the box room was me nan. We had a dog. So that's how we grew up. Those were the dynamics, and my dad was nowhere to be seen. So
how old was you at this point, Luke? What was the period of time
up until 10, 0 to, so when I was born up until 7 or 8, Helen moved out into her house, but everything else stayed the same up until 10, and then we moved into the next street to my nan's. So it was still just the same dynamics, really. Never went far. But yeah, up until 10 years old, I had to share a bottom bunk with my mum. Do you know what I'm saying? So I didn't get the usual upbringing where like you get to invite your mates round and you stay in your house and stuff. It was like, I couldn't do that. Do you know what I mean? I was embarrassed of, obviously.
You set up.
How would you ask your mates to come and stay?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a tough upbringing in terms of that, but in terms of the love I received from my mum and my family, man, it was second to none. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't ask for a better family, bro. Such an amazing family. Got an amazing mum. They always did what they could for me. Do you know what I mean? I owe them the world. But obviously, as I say, the dynamic ain't great. My uncles, I loved them to death, and Helen's husband, John, he was a Superman, bro. He was an army, ex-army, hard worker, proper in shape.
Yeah.
Cycled everywhere.
Did you look up to John?
He could fight more than anything. But he done everything for me. Jack, he bought me my first pair of footy boots. He used to take me to footy.
Was he like your old fella, Luke? Was he that father figure?
But that's what I'm going to touch on. But he wasn't, though, was he?
No.
So he gave me everything good. But then when it come to discipline, which I needed, because as I started to get older, I started to
derail a bit.
Yeah, to derail. And I needed that. Guidance, I needed that little clip around the ear.
We all do.
And I didn't get it, because he'd kind of just be like, well, I can't really. He didn't want to overstep the mark with my mum, etc., etc. So I had all the good from him, but not the bad.
The bad you needed.
Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just what I missed, yeah. And I longed for it. And I set about then, to this day, I still do it. I long for and seek out the acceptance of older males. And that's what I've come to realise. That's my life. That's who I am. I want to make proud my elders. That's all I want to do. The likes of Mark Scanlon, the likes of Salim, who you won't know, but I've got many different friends, even like Lee Williams, my other friend. I've got these older, strong male figures who I seek approval of constantly, and I'm not afraid to admit it. And that's how I've got to where I am. So I owe everything to that mindset. And it's also an acceptance of that is just who I am. Do
you reckon that'll ever go away, Luke?
No.
Don't you think you'll ever fulfill that void?
No.
It blows me mind, but it's a good thing. It's a bad thing, in one sense, because you never feel enough. But in terms of growth, sky's the limit, brother.
Well, that's what I'm saying now, because...
Do you feel enough, Luke?
Do I feel enough for myself now?
I'm not, do you know what? I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the dynamics of the whole situation because of who you are and where you are and knowing you for years. Because obviously I couldn't say we're close friends because we're not, but I've known you for a long time, haven't I? And to see how you've developed in your life and to where you are now as a man. You're a man now as you sit in this room with me. And you're a good man, you've got a good family. And as I say, I don't know you. This is only from the outside looking in. But you can't lie to that extent. So I'm saying, what can't speak, can't lie. You can see from the outside you're a good person, yet you still don't feel like you're enough. And that's crazy. But like when I was growing up, I can relate to you because my dad was around and he was in my life, but I always felt like, I think that's why I box. I wanted to impress him. I wanted to show him that I was a man. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. And I was a boy.
Yeah.
But like I always yearned for that like acceptance from him to say, yeah, Jack. Like, and when he credited me, lad, the best feeling in the world. But like I could do something really well, and you'd expect him to turn around and say, yeah, that, and he'd say like, get a 99 marks, and he'd say, what happened to 100? Do you know what I mean? And that was what way out my dad was, and he still is in some extent, and I love me dad, and we've got a great relationship now. I'm older and I'm blessed for that, but growing up in that period of time, I can relate to what you're saying, brother, because it's that like you're yearning for that acceptance.
Yeah, and I'm saying no because I'm just answering honestly. I don't know if I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll reach a point when I'm 40, 50, and I go, yeah, do you know what? I feel enough right now. I can't. I'll be hazarding a guess. So I don't think I will. I think I'll constantly seek approval. I seek approval from God. Seek approval from me girlfriend. I seek approval from my children. I seek approval from my work.
People's opinion matters.
Of course it does. The people's opinions matter. Who I care about. You. Exactly that. If I don't know you, and if I don't value your input, it means absolutely nothing to me.
Yeah.
And when I say that, though, I mean it with a pure heart, and I say it wholeheartedly, because there's a lot of people, Jack, you probably had them on the podcast, and people saying it all the time on social. I don't care about what others think. They do, though. They do. And then, do you know when you reach a place when you don't? Do you know when you reach a place when you don't?
That's where you get growth. And right now, I'm at that place where, like, 4 years ago, I don't think I'd be sitting here in this chair with you now because I'd have been afraid of what people would judge me for publicly. I don't care anymore. Yeah. But if you mean something to me, lad, I do. Of course. I really do. And you know the member of staff who you've got, who you don't want to mention the name, but the highest performer in the team right now, that's why they are where they are, because your opinion fucking matters. Exactly. If I said it to him, probably wouldn't be asked. Because you said it to him. You mean something to him. Exactly. It's changed them. I just want to get a bit deeper. When you're saying about like you're in a bad place mentally, in what shape, Luke? Because people see you now like amazing physical shape and like very robust mindset and, you know, like a leader, you know, fucking team of people behind you of the same type of stature. What were you before?
So I was the opposite of that. I was literally the opposite. And this is why I feel that me words do carry weight, and I feel like the experience that I've got does hold value, because I was the opposite of what I am now. I was weak-minded. I was negative. I let myself down constantly. I'd let others down constantly. I wouldn't show up when I needed to show up. All these different things. I was so weak-minded, but honestly, it was just through various different things, through various different events that had happened in my life. It just slowly chipped away at me. Do you know what I'm saying? Till I was kind of left with not much.
Do you think them bad character traits have built you good ones, Luke? Because everything you fucking hated about yourself and all them things now are the things you live by and swear by, showing up, all the things that you talk about now. Joseph Rugen said on the podcast, I asked him about you, and he said, he said, like, he's not one for excuses or anything like that. I said, I know, lad. He said, one day, I phoned him in the morning time, I was really sick. I said, I don't really feel very well, blah, blah, blah. And you said, Sam, lad, what time are you coming up? Be there for 7. And put the phone down. And like, he looked at me shocked, lad. I just started laughing. Because obviously I know you are.
I remembered it literally so vividly. And he phoned and said, lad, I'm in a bad way. Proper thrown a little voice on as well, though, you know.
The sick voice.
Lad, I swear, if you're on body, you know, kid. I said, what's up? He said, you're proper sick and I don't think I'm going to be able to train. So I just was like that for about 5 seconds and just said, go ahead, I'll see you at the gym at Tembo. And then put the phone down. And then I drove there and I remember driving there thinking,
is he going to show?
Yeah, but then I instantly thought, yeah, of course he is.
Was it nice when you seen him there, Luke?
I literally didn't even acknowledge him. He just bounced in and I just looked and then cracked on just making the camera. And he walked over and then after it he was buzzing all that, you know what I mean? After he finished, he was like, I need it. Like, because even my mate just yesterday, when we had to get up at 2 bells for the workout yesterday, he texted me the night before, so what I'm going to do, I'm still going to come and train, but I'm just feeling beat up from him. I said, you're not, you're doing a workout. You're doing a workout, you're going to go lighter, and I promise you, bro, you're going to be so grateful after you finished. As soon as we finished in the shower, he's like, lad, thank you so much. Thank you so much, because he just needed that nudge, do you know what I mean? Just, it's all it takes sometimes,
you
bro.
Needed
just
you
come
back
on,
then,
lad.
Luke.
Yeah.
And you know what? You've been that person. When you were like at the depths of despair, should we say, and you weren't who you are now, you'd have been the first to say, nah, I'll swerve that tomorrow.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Exactly. So, you know, again, now going back to what you're saying there, Jack, so I think when I'm saying I needed me as a youngster when I was a kid, I needed me. And then it's also like a two in one. It's like I'm trying to conjure up, sorry, like the way my brain works. So you said before, what lights me up? Not what lights me up, people asking me for advice. So like, it's because I think, this is, so say you say to me, lad, what do you do about this? I need it. And I go, right, okay, I can help this guy. And then I just think, imagine I'd have had that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Imagine I'd have had that when I was
then.
In that dark place. They just go, lad, what do we do here, man?
Yeah, and it's boss, and we all at them times. I do sometimes. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, I don't know what I'm going to do here, or I need someone. And as well, when you're a man and like you are at the forefront of something, and it's like, who do you turn to? Because you're supposed to be the geezer who people turn to you. People come to me and ask me for advice, and now I need advice myself. But we all do. We all need guidance sometimes.
100%.
Outcomes are based on deserved results, and back to what I said earlier, you get what you truly deserve and what you're fully focused on. Talking about being fully focused on, let's touch on the power of thought. How much of a profound effect does the power of thought have on our whole lives?
I think it's everything, isn't it? What you think, you attract. So it's just what you're thinking about, as we said before. If you're looking for opportunities, you find them. If you're looking for problems, you'll find them. So I just feel like getting in control of your thoughts. Again, that's why I don't think it has to go as deep as some people like to think it is.
No, it's just what you constantly think about, Luke, is what
should be reality, innit? It just is, lad. Like, there's no arguing against that anymore. What you think about constantly, you'll start to see it.
Am I right in saying that you were using
life.
Manifestation and visualization from the age of 10 unconsciously?
Yeah, 100%.
From an early age,
so dead early. When I first signed for Evans, when I started to use it when I was a kid, 12, 13, and I put my earphones on, listen to my best songs and visualise scoring goals and the love and the praise that I'd get from scoring goals, and then I'd start to go even deeper. So I used to do this thing, it was like a story in my mind. So I'd envision scoring the goal today, because we're playing today, for example. And then I'd imagine the praise that I received the next day. And then I used to imagine months go by and I get a call up for the first team. And then I used to imagine playing for the first team, sitting in the changes. Then I used to imagine making my debut and scoring. Then I used to imagine the mansion that I'd live in and like the house that I'd buy my mum. And it'd go like that, and I'd go step by step. And I swear to you, bro, I'm telling you,
would that be the story all in one that you're playing out in your mind?
So yeah, exactly. So literally a 2-hour journey to say Leeds. Say we're playing Leeds away. I'd do that. It'd take about 15 minutes, and then I'd go back to the beginning and do it again for 2 hours. And that was my enjoyment. I didn't do it having a clue what I was doing. I just used to get butterflies in my belly.
Boss.
So I just used to feel excited when I'd visualise it, and I'd think, this is
you wish
sick.
You could bottle that feeling, don't you, Luke?
Yeah, and I also, though, I lived through my mind instead of making it a reality, whereas now I just go and get whatever I want. If I have an envision if I think I want to do this, I just go and do it, and I live out the reality of it, and then I chase that same butterfly effect that I used to get from visualization, and I think after visualization, let me go and do it. Let me go and actually do it now.
I was going to touch on it later, it's killing me, but I feel like now's the right time to touch on it. When you get an idea, that moment when you get an idea, when I get an idea, yeah, it's the best feeling in the world. Like, for me, I'll have that idea, it comes, it hits me, and I'm like, and there's no better feeling. It's better than completing it, because at that time I know there's nothing that's going to stop this, you know. There's nothing that's going to stop this idea, and there's nothing that can get in the way of it, and it fucking excites me, and that feeling is better than the feeling of when I've got it over the line, because like, I know I've got this, and I'm trying to like harness that feeling inside, and I can't even express it. I'm trying to now like put it into words with you, Luke, when I'm talking to you, but there's no feeling like that, and I believe it's that feeling behind a thought that makes it fucking reality. Without that like feeling, it doesn't come. But if you can't sort of like try and create that feeling, you either do that or you don't, and that's something that I've always had like naturally. Like, if I want to get something, that I'll get it. And I know that wholeheartedly. I know I'll get it, you know what I mean? And if I think about it, and that's all I do, I just think about it and I think about it. And when I think about it, it fucking excites me. And that feeling of that thing, I harness that feeling, and it just fucking drives me towards getting it. Can you relate?
100%, bro. Like, so I think that's a blessing and a curse, that characteristic.
You said, I watched the video of you, and you said, I've got a newfound hunger, like, for success. Like, it's going to be on a different level. And in your eyes, I could see that feeling that I have. Mm-hmm. So I can resonate with it, I can relate to it. There's no feeling like it, is there, brother?
No, and as I say, I think it's a blessing and a curse what you're saying there, because when you're saying you can't, you'll think about it and think about it. I've got like the most obsessive mind that I've come across. No one's ever kind of, if they do have the same, they've never explained it in a way where I think like, yeah, that's how I think, because mine's so I cannot stop thinking about something. I
can't sleep about it.
Yeah,
so it'd be 11:30 at night, and like, I know we go to bed at 10:30. Yeah. Carmen's like, fucking shut up. Relax. Lad, I'm on it. Look, and I don't want to sleep, because I know when I wake up, I'm on it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Till I get it. And then when I get it, there's something else.
Yeah. 100% on to the next. But that...
And that's what I live for, lad.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because there's so much now in this mindful space of trying to avoid that. Now, for the people who seek just tranquility and peace of mind, that's the goal, 100%. So that is... they rightly so should be trying to eliminate those feelings and be content with what they've got. All power to them, and I mean that genuinely. I actually mean that.
Sometimes I wish I could be that person, lad, but I'm not.
I don't, because I went through a phase, bro, of wishing I was, and then I realised that's not me.
If I chill, I get anxiety. I don't chill. There is no fucking chill, lad. If I'm not doing something, yeah, I start feeling feelings of like unrest and unease, where it's like, I should be doing something. I don't know whether that's because of my lifestyle, and obviously I've got 4 children, I've got a business to run, and I'm always very busy. I do a podcast and boxing, whatever. But for me, there is no chill. But if I am relaxing, don't get me wrong, the only time I could probably say is if I go away on holiday. That's different. And I feel this is going to sound stupid to some people. I've got to go away to relax, Luke. So if I wanted to have 2 or 3 days off, I can't. I'll find myself in this building. I'll find myself on the phone. I need to go to fucking lakes or something, just somewhere to just get away, to switch off. And even then, I still find myself getting my phone out and like, me missus like, just leave it alone.
I haven't had a day off in Liverpool for about 8 years.
You can't. There is no
if I'm in Liverpool, I don't even, it doesn't cross my mind to have a day off and be in Liverpool. So if I'm in the country or if I'm in the city, then I'm working. And then, as you said, then I'll go to the lakes. But I haven't had a day off anyway, regardless of where I've been in 4 years now.
Amen to that, brother.
Oh, no, not a single day.
I know, I appreciate it though. Yeah. I do. And some people think like, that's fucking insane or it's not healthy. But it's like Alex Hormozy said, like, well, describe what is healthy. do you like doing that?
Your
If
idea.
that your idea, yeah. Do you know what I mean? If you want to grind and that's what you love and you love doing that, then that's good for you. That's
You've just
healthy
said
for you.
then, lad, if you don't do it, you get anxiety.
I do.
So you get stressed, you get anxiety, and that creates cortisol within the body. So maybe what people would think will create cortisol for them in terms of work overload, overdoing things, it happens for you when you don't. So it's whatever floats your boat, but it's whatever works for you and your lifestyle. For me, as I say, even just last year, there was one day and I woke up and I said, right, I'm not going to touch my phone. And I just spent this full day. I was in Turkey with the family. Went all day, didn't touch my phone. Went back to get a shower before our meal in the night. Checked my phone, the website was down. So, like, the website had, like, gone off. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're walking down to get our meal, which I'd planned. And I'd made a big fuss of, we're going to this specific place for this meal tonight. And then I spent the next 4 hours on the phone, away from the family.
Oh, Luke,
and this is what it is. Like,
this is mad because
what's the other option?
My notes here, yeah. I was going to say to you a little bit further on, but you just keep making it relevant, so why not hit it now? I'm guilty of neglecting the things that are most important to me, my family, and people close to me and stuff in pursuit of success. You?
Yeah.
How do you try and channel it?
I don't, you know. I just accept.
That's who you are.
That's who I am. And I try and make the time that I do spend with my family as quality as I possibly can. So if we go for a meal, there's 2 hours where I'll try my very best not to check my phone within that 2 hours. Doesn't always happen, but the majority of the time it does. If we go for a 2 hour meal, there's 2 hours on my day. That doesn't mean I've got to switch off all day. Why would I have to switch off all day? Like, for me, I wouldn't be enjoying myself if I go 6, 7, 8 hours without checking up on things, without checking to make sure everything's going okay, because I'd only be thinking of it in my subconscious then anyway and take me away from me.
I've started to develop to stop trying to check my phone, like say if we're sitting at the table having food or something like that. But I don't know, say you message me and went to me, Jack, yeah, let's get it, we'll get on fucking Thursday and we'll do a podcast, yeah. To me, back, yeah, you get a message back, defo, and then I'm sitting there, like, while we're eating, and I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, like, he's getting it. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about, like, what am I going to say and whatever, and they might be, like, chatting past the salt, and then, like, bam, I'm back in the room. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm gone again.
No, definitely, I agree. And for me, a good way to mitigate it, as you say, is to block out certain times. Like, I have now, from yesterday, each Wednesday, I'm going to take my daughter out with a couple of my other friends and their children. So that's we've agreed to that. So there's like a little 12 till 3 every Wednesday. Like, I know I'm going to get that quality time. Do you understand what I mean? Sometimes it does get me down a bit sometimes when I'm proper daydreaming, thinking of something, and then like almost like I'm back in the room and my little daughter saying, Dad. And like my girl will go, Luke. And then I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, she's saying something.
Yeah, because I'm
look at her
completely
band,
yeah,
whatever.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know, lad, I know.
But it's like, so, and also though you're saying, how do I try and, I don't want to come across here like it.
No, just do it.
Do you know what
like
I mean?
this is what it's for. I want it to be real.
Like, lad, most of the things people say, including like my family and that, it doesn't spark that interest in me. So it's like, you can be honest or you can be fake, and you can pretend that I love just spending loads of time with my family and having fun. And it's like, well, I don't. I like it at certain times, in specific circumstances, and when I know that I've done all that needs to be done. So kind of when I cross a little bit of a milestone, it's like, okay, not take my foot off the gas by any means, but celebrate my victory a little bit, celebrate the win. And that's where I enjoy it most. But you know what I end up talking about when I'm around my family? And they love it as well, though. Yeah. So that's the beauty of it, is especially now we've got the likes of the coffee shop and stuff, which it's named after me little girl. My family are involved. So much of my family work with me now. My family, my girl's family, our employees, the likes of Joe's girl, we all work together. Boss, so our circle.
It's the same in here.
Yeah, we can go for a meal and we end up
I have his girl, I have my girl, I have my mum. You know, it's tight knit, and I think it helps develop
100%.
the people around you. You know what I mean? But as you say, we'll go for the meal and we're talking about work.
It's serious, like, but it's enjoyable.
We'll yeah,
it's
is.
enjoyable, and I swear to you, it's not like I'm just talking the leg off them, because they after time they bring it up, you know.
It's progress, bro. We all want progress, do you know what I mean? And I don't think there's progress without passion.
No.
Forget it.
No.
If you're not passionate about something, that progress, it's going to be little to none.
Do you know what's just coming to me though? I want to just make sure to say it before it goes out my head. So, no one has said before, I'm quite hard to
make you
to please, like, right? So, I figured this out the other day when I was just sitting there, I have these thoughts and just start overthinking everything. And I thought, why do we always speak about business? Why does everyone always talk to me about Steadfast? But you know why it is? Because you can be talking to me about something, just say for argument's sake, balloons, lad. And I'm like that, yeah.
I got some Steadfast.
And then they go, but then they say Steadfast to me and they see me sparkle.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like when
you're just seeing black balloons with a white badge on now, man.
But when you're speaking a conversation with someone, it's a lot of power. It's how you deal with people. You say something that has got relevance to them. You say something that sparks interest in them. If I'm going to speak to you and I know I want to make you feel good about yourself, I'll speak to you about something that is relevant to you. Me, that's something of interest to you. So that's why I find a lot of the thing is it's like if someone's trying to make me feel good, they might say like, little idea here, or what about this, or and I straight away, without meaning to, without even wanting to, at my ears perk up, I perk up, my energy lifts, my cells and my body start vibrating.
And that's because, Luke, remember before when we were saying about when you get an idea and that feeling,
exactly.
Well, they're sharing that moment with you.
Exactly.
Because they've just went, yeah, what about this? And you're like, whoa, and then you're feeding off each other. Then they might say something, you're like, yeah.
Exactly that.
And
but you know, as well, on the contrary to that as well, but then this is why our environment's so bulletproof, is because, you know, when people try to gossip and slander and speak bad and speak negative, it's the exact opposite. So I had this thing. This is one of the advice I give to the PT. So one of the lads who works came to me and said, all the girls are saying the bitch about everyone and everyone. Luke, and said it's draining me. He said sometimes they leave and I feel drained. And it's just gossip and these two girls are talking, etc. And I said to them, I used to love that. And I said, but I used to combat it. So what I'd do is I'd be there and the girls would start, even the lads just as bad for it. So they'd start gossiping and I'd just look at them like that. Yeah. For like 3-4 seconds. After they'd said it, waiting for the reply. And it was just silence. And then he'd stop. He'd never do it again, Jack. Yeah, because I'd literally look at them like that. And then I'd say, next set. And zero, give them absolutely zero back. Yeah. Not even an annoyance. So like I was showing them that they're not getting anything. They're not even getting a reaction. They're not getting good. They're not getting bad. They're not getting nothing back.
It's just I don't work with that.
Yeah, just stop. Zero brick tolerance. Wall. It just looks like they've run into a brick wall, and he would never do it again. And got to the point where a couple of the girls end up being good friends of mine, and he start. So when they start to, I go, listen, like I swear I won't train you again, and he'd like make a banter out of it, and he goes, sorry, Luke, sorry, and then we'd crack on and say, you know what? I created an environment even when I was PT, and this is 8 years ago, where no one would gossip to me, Jack. No one would tell me anything that I didn't want to hear.
Because they just know you don't stand for it, because you haven't got the time or the energy for that. And sometimes, no, someone does me head in, Luke, and I want to talk about them, I just try and switch my mind to, what am I doing? Try and get it on a fucking idea. Try and get it on something that I can focus on, because the more you sit and dwell in that, you're just like, you're wasting your fucking life, bro, sitting there, gossiping, chatting shit. And people who do stuff, they talk about fucking making plans and what they're doing and how they're progressing, not what fucking Sandra and fucking Tony are doing, lad.
But that's why our environment is so strong, because we've all picked up those same qualities now, where we just won't accept it, bro. We won't accept slander, we won't accept negativity within our environment, and no one will stand for it, so it stops coming in. It just stops. It gets stopped straight away.
Everybody knows about it, so even when it hits them, because it hits all of us, but they're conscious about it now. So subconsciously, it would have used to come in and he'd go, oh yeah, hey, do you see what she said the other day? And then now they're on it. So look, when it comes in, it's like, yeah, you don't talk about that in here. So then it's like, yeah, next set.
One of the lads, when he was trying to get his way into to Steadfast. I was like, we were sat somewhere.
Do you have a lot of that, Luke?
Yeah, you get loads of it. You want to be involved, especially now, but yeah, you do.
You seem to have a very good judge of character and a very good, like, in a sense of, like, who you're going to surround yourself with.
Definitely.
And I think that's something that's really, really important for you in the position you're in.
Yeah, 100%.
Because everyone's not invited to the fucking tea party, lad.
They can't be, can they?
No, unfortunately, no.
I mean?
There's not enough
it's
to go around.
But
only so many Mr. Kiplings, lad. I'm saying that.
There was one lad though, and he wasn't aware that I was clocking him kind of like a corner of your eye job. And someone started saying something, and he looked at them and went, "You gossiping," and stood up and walked away. And literally, like, within the next day, I'd said to Joe, he's in.
Yeah.
So that's the quality I want to see.
That's what you want.
And I'm telling you now, he didn't know I was watching him.
Yeah, but there's little certain
and he
things,
just, like, so there's no one around to impress. He just did not want to hear gossip.
Yeah, and that's
my type of guy.
Their values that you're looking
that's
for.
That's a proper man, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, gosh, what are you... Like, to take part in gossip and to take part in slander just says so much about you, man. It does. We all catch ourselves. You might be doing a little 1 second, 2 seconds, but you know when you walk into a room and you feel that dark energy, that this is just pure slander. This is just negative, like hatred, words of hatred and envy, cynicism. You feel it, and I can smell it on people, lad. I can smell that on people. As soon as I meet them, I'm like, nah,
you're not for me.
No, there's this type of people who it's generally this simple. A little key point. And something that I've lived by for a very long time, is if you've ever sat with people and you want to go to the toilet, yeah, and you, for a split second think they're going to talk about me when I leave, lad, don't ever associate yourself with that.
Are you reading my notes?
Hey,
he's got a good eyesight, him, you know. I had one saying that you said, you know, if you're ever sharing a table with people and you stand up and walk away from that table and you feel like they're talking about you, make sure that's the last time you ever sit at that table.
Don't ever go back.
Off the back of that, I wanted to say to you, are you very careful about who you choose sitting at your table?
100%. Lad, honestly, when you said before about obviously socials and that, like, no one knows no one knows who I am.
They don't.
And the people who do, it's all just based on trust. My circle's just purely based on trust. And this isn't putting myself on a pedestal here to say that my shit don't stink. It's the opposite. What I am is loyal. And what you say to me stays with me. If you were to finish this podcast now and we were to start talking deep and get into personal stuff and that, what you say to me,
it doesn't leave.
But you would even know that without me saying it.
Yeah.
Just by my energy speaking to you. And it's like, that code of conduct, it should just be for everyone, but it's not. You shouldn't. What would actually, what would motivate someone to go and tell, for you to say something to me, and then for me to go and tell someone else the information you've just told me about yourself is bonkers to me, you know. I don't understand it.
But expectations is a mad one as well, Luke, just whilst we're on this topic, because see the way you said then, like, you wouldn't share that information what me and you spoke about, and I just know that. The thing is, like you said, I can't work out why some people would share that with somebody else. For you, that's just like general conduct. That's how you live your life. And sometimes we expect that out of others. That's when we find ourselves fucking disappointed. You know what I mean?
100%.
And, like, expectation leads to disappointment sometimes. 100%. Because that's why. Because you thought, yeah, he'll be like me, or you just you expected that would be, you know, a natural state to someone else. And unfortunately,
I expect the opposite.
It's not.
I expect the opposite. So I expect everyone to be disloyal.
Yeah.
So you've got to prove to me that you're not. So like that's just how I work. And like I say, this isn't me saying I'm up here and everyone's down there. This is who I am.
Yeah, if you want to be with me 100%. And this is how it is. That's
just how it is, lad. If you want me to involve you in my inner circle, then that's what I have. And if I get a sniff of it, lad, if someone, Jack, honestly, it could be a case of we could be sat there and I say I want black currant and lemonade, and then I'm sat with someone few days later who doesn't know me, and you go, you have black currant and lemonade, don't you? I'd be like, why do you know I have black currant and lemonade?
No, I know it.
Swear, bro. And I'd be like, who told you that? Who told you I have black currant and lemonade? Because that means you're talking about me with someone.
And
what does he like? Or something. Like, it's like, it's not nice. It's calculated. Do you know what I mean? And like, that's honestly just that's how I've always been, and I'm just, I'll analyse everything. That's just how I am, honestly. And I notice little things like that, and when people say just in passing conversation, and you think I haven't clocked it, and I just think, you've just said that there, but I know that you've been talking about this, and I'll put two and two together, like, wrap it in my mind and be like...
Yeah, like what we talk about should stay between us and go no further.
It really should, lad. You should have the confidence within your team, with anyone you're speaking to. If you're having a conversation, you shouldn't have to keep saying, oh, I won't say nothing. Oh, don't say nothing. That to me shows you're in the wrong circle.
This is a boss
You
one,
should
Luke.
be able to just get onto something, and instantly your antennas and my antennas go, bink, locked in. This is between us.
Yeah.
Nothing needs to be said.
Yeah, but it's just like an unwritten code of conduct that this is how this is.
But if you've got to constantly say to people, lad, do me a favour, don't say nothing.
You're with the wrong people.
Exactly, lad, and you think that person's not going to say nothing. They're going to say it even more now that you just told them not to.
If you feel the reason, the need that you need to say that to someone, you know deep down, subconsciously, he's going to fucking say something, or they're going to say something.
Exactly.
This is a good one for you, but right now, whilst we're on this topic, say if you have got someone who's close to you, Luke, but they might be a family member, or you know what I mean? They might be someone who's been a friend for many years. And I don't think friendship's measured on time, by the way. It's measured on friendship.
Definitely. I agree.
A lot of people say, oh yeah, no, but I've known 20 years, I've known her 25 years. Fucking don't care how long you've known her. Do you know what I mean?
No, it doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. You might know someone 5 minutes. If they're right for you, they're right for you. And so what? So you're hanging on to, and I've known them for 19 years. Oh, so that's why your fucking life's up the wall and you're hanging around with dickheads. Like, sort yourself out. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly
That's my view on it. But say if you have got someone who's in your life, and they are a family member or they are close to you, how do you deal with that? If they don't resonate with what you're doing, or you don't feel like
there's two methods you can use. Yeah, there's two methods you can use. So depending on how severely they affect you in a negative way, then sometimes you have to eliminate them, don't you? That's just the way it is. If there's someone that you do feel loyal to and you've got like a love for, just say for example, like your mum, she's a negative person, then what I find work best, and the best bit of advice, and that you can actually just action. I feel like anyone watching this can take this and just actually do it tomorrow. And that's to think of what that person's best environment is and try to only spend time with them in that environment. So say, for example, your mum's negative, your nan, whatever, but she likes gardens. Take her to a garden.
Yeah, spend your time there.
Walk with her for an hour every couple of days, because she'll be in an environment that she likes, and she's much more likely to be more positive in that environment, rather than going and sitting in her house where she's used to moaning and bitching and bringing people down, and the energy in the house is low. So it's like, take them out of that environment. If someone likes food, take them for food. If someone likes going for the drive, take them for the drive. Someone likes shopping, take them shopping. Someone likes going on holiday, spend time with them on holiday more so, etc.
Good advice, brother. Very good advice. I'd like to touch on fear with you. Is you're a strong man in peak physical and mental shape, and you are a leader, do you still experience fear, Luke?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
What scares you?
Letting people down scares me. The thought of letting people down. So even, as I say, just as simple as saying you go for food with someone and not going for food, I hate that more than anything. But what I've learned to do now that I've started to experience more success is that I'm getting pulled in so many different directions. Best to say no, but I'll let you know if it changes. Like it's a Brian Tracy advice. Oh, sorry, it's Jim Rohn. So he says, when someone asks you to do something, say no, probably not, but I'll let you know if it changes, rather than yeah, and then having to go back on your name. So you'll say no, I probably can't do that, but I'll let you know if I can. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm learning to do that more, especially with my friends. Do
you find it hard to say no sometimes, Luke? Are you a yes man, or do you live on them?
No, definitely don't find it hard to say no to 90% of things, but I find it hard to say no to my friends.
Yeah.
Because I just want to do everything I can for them.
Do you know if it's a role model?
Say no to my friends,
do you know if it's a male, an older male, Luke, who you're seeking approval from? Is that a hard no? I
don't say no to them. I don't say no to them. Bro, I swear, I've got a friend, Salim, and he'll be like, do you want to just come to Preston for the quick? I'm like, yeah, fuck, yeah. Drop everything. Start driving on the motorway, traffic jams. I'm there, lad.
Yeah,
come to Dubai, Luke. We need to go over this.
I see it out in Dubai a lot, yeah. Do you know what though, Luke? That's because you know that's where you'll grow.
100%.
That's what I'm like. Well, I have certain priorities, you know what I mean? And some people, like, you know, if you said to me now, yeah, Jack Ahmed, let's do it now, let's do it fucking now. You know, I've had opportunities, like certain people who I want to sit down with and have a convo with, have a podcast with. It's like, yeah, I've got no material written. Guess what? This timing's fucking off for me. It's all over the place. We've got nothing planned. And we're going to make it happen in 2 hours. And I'm going to burn the midnight oil where I'm in here at 11:30, lad. And I'm like that, writing, going to myself. Last night, I was at home. I was in Cardinalina because my lad's starting Cardinalina this year. And no word of a lie, it's 6 till 7. And I'm going, hurry up, man. I need to go. I've got to go. I haven't read stuff. I've got to go. You know what I mean? I'm dropping me missus off, lad, and I'm back in here, and I'm going home at 11:30 before the kids are up this morning. I'm back in to try and make it happen because I want to make it happen because they're the things that mean something to me.
Definitely.
So I can relate, and they're the yeses.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if it doesn't align with what I'm doing, I have to say no, but I struggle saying no. Do you lean into fear?
Yeah, definitely, like I do now. Didn't used to. I used to lean far away from it as I could, you know what I mean? I'd be retreat by all means necessary. Whereas now, I step into everything. Anything that I really don't want to do, I know that I really should go and do it.
You know that they're the things that you need to do, innit?
Yeah, 100%.
Even though it sits with you the most, Luke, it's one of them, it scares you, but it's like, I've got to do this.
Yeah.
And you feel the most growth from them things, don't you?
Do.
After it, you're so pleased.
So now, like, I see a lot now on the socials, like, when we'll put videos up and stuff, so a lot of people's view is like, it's only a workout, like, chill out, because we get so enthralled in it and emotional about it. I think that's what people don't really understand, is leaning into fear about is, you'd have to come and do a shit fast, which I want you to come and do.
I will come do.
So, before it, I've never seen anyone yet, and it's been going for 4 years. So anyone who's come and saying to us, including all ourselves, the team, we procrastinate for at least 20 minutes because we know we're about to experience hell. Like, but when I say that though, I don't think people understand the concept of it. Now, I'd say to my friend yesterday,
would you say Shredfast is a lifestyle more than a workout?
Yeah, 100%. Though, but like, this is what I mean. But just to touch on it, so my friend Lee, a few of the lads watching it know who Lee Willow is. He's an animal Thai boxer. Hard as nails, lad, you know what I mean? And he just trains hard. It's what he's known for. And he come yesterday for his first ever Shredfast, and he texted me after, lad, you should have seen the sweat on him, Jack. We done 30 minutes. And he was on his back after it. He won't mind me saying. He was literally on his back after it. And then he said, lad, that's as close to fighting as you're getting. Said,
I've seen you ringing your shirt out.
But this is why I love it. Because I've done fighting in my life. I love the combat aspect of things. And I don't think you can get any more leaning into fear than fighting.
You can't.
Now, therefore, I'm not telling everyone to go and get punched in the head, Jack. So what's the next best thing?
Let's do this.
Exactly, lad. And that's what people don't understand the concept of. It's all well and good when people are saying, go and fight, go and have this fight. No one will say, oh, chill out, it's only a fight, because it's like life and death, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Now, I don't want people to experience life and death, but I want to get you as close to that feeling as you possibly can.
Living on the
edge.
That is
Shredfast. Yeah. That's Shredfast, bro. When your heart rate's 180, 190, 200 beats a minute.
And you're there
you're in the trenches, lad. You don't want to do it. You've got no reason to do it.
Like when I like the certain workouts for me, lad. Like this week, me and my dad waved 3 running track. Fucking still dark, lad. You're there. I'm driving there, and I'm just like, I don't want to get out this fucking car, lad. I don't even want to lie to you. Yeah. And sit there and say, oh yeah, look, I'm driving there, and I'm like, oh, I'm not. And then like, I'll be jogging now, warming up, and I'm like, this is gonna hurt, lad. And I know it's gonna hurt. But you know, when I get off that track, I'm just like, yeah, that's another one in the bag. It makes me feel stronger mentally. It makes me feel strong. I know I've just improved physically, but it's more the mental aspect for me. It's like, yeah. And then like, I'll come to work, get a shower, and I'll start. And I'm ready. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And they're the sessions I least look forward to, but probably the ones that I get the most growth out of. And
how many often do you do that a week? Them type of sessions where you're literally thinking that, Jack, honestly.
It depends, because the weeks vary. So I always sprint. I say always, when I'm like over the past few weeks in boxing Saturday, I'll I'll stay. I'll make sure. So once a week, I'll definitely go sprinting. Sometimes I'll do the hills. That's another bastard of a session, and like some sparring sessions. But it depends who it is and what you're doing. So there, I'd say 3 go to, like where it's like there at every session that you sort of you don't want to do. And then I'll have like other sessions which are also hard, but the more comfortably hard, if you understand what I mean.
Get you, of course.
And then I'll have chill sessions where it's like I might go for a swim.
An active recovery.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right, so
and the swim ones, they're the ones like, oh yeah, we all want to go swimming. But the swimming ones aren't the ones where like you go, no.
But just on that though, so you're doing your 3. Now, the sprint sessions, I'd imagine, last no longer than 30 minutes. You're not going to be able to push any harder than that for that long.
We've been manipulating the sprint sessions lately as well. Like sometimes we've been trying to sprint for longevity, and other times we're trying to sprint for speed. So shortening the distances and
what's your max heart rate on these? Do you know? Do you monitor it?
I don't monitor it. You know, and you know what? I'll be honest with you. I've got a heart monitor there, and I haven't been using it. Lad, I've just been running, but I know when I'm up at that max heart rate myself, in my own body, in my own being, because I can fucking feel it. You know what I mean? And when I'm at that, like that VO2 max, would you say where you're pushing, lad, and it's like you're at that top end. You can only stay there for so long. That's when it's dark.
100%. So, just to give you, because I wanted to just add a bit of context to what I'm going to say. So, regardless now, this isn't, so you've got all the science people now, be like, you shouldn't be doing that, it's bad for your body, this, that. You can think what you want, but it's proven now. It's been going for over 4 years. And the sprints that you experience, that feeling you experience in those 30-minute sprint sessions, we do that 6 days a week for an hour. So when you do that for a prolonged period of time, Jack, but we do it sensibly, and we do it with a mixture of bodyweight and kettlebells, and we do it safely, and we encourage perfect technique. We've got beginner courses, tutorials, everything. When you do this and you do it correctly and you do it within the methodology and you follow it to the T, you become mentally bulletproof because you're genuinely experiencing that level of discomfort every single day. And after a year or two in that compounds, I swear to you, the rest of life becomes easy. And it's so your day-to-day decision making, when you come to adversity. Then, for example, if just even walking up mountains, so where there's some people may be out of breath walking up a mountain, and it's slightly out of comfort zone. Like my mum won't come up a mountain walk with us, and we go as a family twice a year. She never does them, and it's because she doesn't want to step out of that comfort zone. Now, these people who have been in the exact same position as my mum, who can now do 6 fasts a week, and now walking up a mountain is genuinely nothing to them. It's trivial. It's mundane. And it's nothing.
I know exactly what you're
saying.
So
the level
when
just
you get
rises.
outside the comfort zone, like if you hit a bit of adversity in a normal day, it's just to you, it's just like, sound.
Yeah.
Because it's a transfer of skills. It might even be a fucking, like an issue in the fucking office, lad. But you'd handle that a lot better because
100%.
of what you're doing physically. It transfers, because like if I can do that, this is not.
It genuinely is though, and then the mental aspect of it, when you're really pushing through and you're in the trenches and you're genuinely suffering. You're suffering, you feel really, you're gasping for air, you don't want to do it, you're dripping with sweat, you're asking yourself why, you're questioning yourself, your muscles are on fire, you're fatigued. You're short on time, you know you've got responsibilities, you've got problems, but you stay disciplined and you continue to do it. When you do it for a prolonged period of time, that's where the magic is, because you genuinely change who you are. Your mindset changes. Then when your mindset changes, you make better decisions. When you make better decisions, your life starts to transform, and it's just a domino effect. It genuinely is. And then the people around you infect them. There's not a single person who I know who implements Shred Fast correctly and has been doing it for any longer than 6 months that their whole circle don't also do. Not one, Jack. There isn't one. So what I'm saying is there's not one person who I know who says, I do Shred Fast. And if I say to them, on your own, me and my best mates, I've got this group of mates, we go to every single one of them. Like people are creating garages for Shred Fast, Not just 1 or 2, bro. I'm talking dozens. I get people send me dozens where they've took a picture, a transformation of the garage into a Shred Fast gym, and the friends go round. There's one group of Welsh lads, there's 6 of them go to a lad's garage at 6 o'clock every morning, train, all together, and do a Shred Fast on the telly.
You, Luke? Do you know, getting customer feedback, there's 2 questions. One, I want it with you now, and then I'll come to the customer feedback one in a second, because it hit me before and I don't want to forget about it. Now, when you said your muscles are burning, you're sweating and like that, you're in that place. What do you do to dig in there, Luke, and carry on and get through?
Me personally, in my own mind, I have go-tos in my mind. One of them's my daughter. Secondly is the subscribers. Not in that order necessarily, because the subscribers are probably first and foremost in my mind, because I know I'm doing it for them. But I just think of their pain. I just think of them. A lot of them are doing this in the kitchen. A lot of them are single parents who don't get to leave the house much. A lot of them can't afford the gym, and a lot of them are in a dark place, and that's why they've seeked fast in the first place. So they're always at the forefront of my mind, and I'm just like, I've got to do this. I owe them. I've got to. They're paying money for me to lead by example, and I want to quit. So you'll never catch me quitting. You'll never catch me throwing the towel in. I'll work as hard as I possibly can on any chosen day. Whether I've got an injury or whether I've not, I show up and get it done. If I can't train because of an injury, then I'll lead and I'll take it like a PT session. So they're just at my mind all the time. I have a responsibility. Do you know, only during this past couple of weeks, obviously, I'm fasting at the minute. And I'd said, my girl was on at me, Luke, you've got a massive team now. You should just be allowing them to step up, give them a bit of responsibility. I said to you, you don't know how my brain works if you think I can do that. It's going the best it's ever gone, Jack. So we've just hit a nice bit of momentum. Everything's going really good. We hit 100k on Instagram.
Congratulations.
And thank you, bro. And everything's just starting to really snowball, yeah? So everything's snowball. Imagine now I now take a step back. What type of disrespect would that be?
For anybody watching this, and I was going to touch on this because I was going to talk about business to you a little bit later. For anybody watching this, there's fuck all between you and rock bottom apart from hard work right now. And everybody, and you seem very, very much aware of that, Luke. And I can 100%. See that by having a conversation what I'm holding with you now. But if anyone's out there who's got a business plan, or you're thinking to do something, you think when you get there it's going to be chill, or it's going to be like you can relax. You can't. If anything, the work intensifies. It gets harder, doesn't it?
You just get more responsibility.
And you've got to turn up and you've got to put it in more so than ever. And if you don't, there's only, I feel like the second we start relaxing, we start existing, and we're not living. Would you agree?
I 100% agree. Do you know, like we said before, though, about you can't switch off in Liverpool? Do you know, in 4 years, the single and only time that I've not recorded 3 advanced sessions in a week has been when I've been out the country, so it's been impossible. So in 4 years. They're the only times. So there's not a single cell in my body that is gaining this success now and getting ready to say, right, I'm slightly stepping away now. And I do this, even I'll be open and honest here now, through and against the advice of some very, very knowledgeable businessmen who are my advisors at the minute.
Yeah.
Luke, you need to take a slight step back. Businesses need to run on. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. No, this is what I need to do. This is my responsibility. And I will do everything I possibly can. I've got a very long time.
It'll never ever be, Luke, what you want it to be. And some businessmen are okay with that. They'll say, listen, I'd rather have 5 businesses running at 70% and I'm not there. No, I want this to fucking be 100% and I'm all in, lad. And until I know that it can be 100% without me being there, and it can be in the way of I wanted it, in the way my mind perceived it to be, I'm not okay with it.
This is all that matters to me. Self-fast is all that matters to me. Self-fast is my entire life. Why would I want to take a step back? It's what I don't think a lot of people get. Even some close people to me, when they'll say things like this, I'm like, you don't understand, do you? That this is who I am.
And that's why I said to you before, people might laugh when I say about blinds. My blinds are my steadfast.
I get that completely, and all power to you, and respect to you for it. And I'm not even saying it the right way, Jack.
No, and I'm proud of it, lad. Like, you know, people be like, oh, yeah, he's into blinds. Yeah, I am. It's me thing.
Yeah, I love it, lad.
You know what I mean? And I'll stand on it. Anybody can. It's your slogan. Mm-hmm. Where did it come from?
I got given it, to be honest, by a fella called Ben. So he basically does a consultation with you, you know, when we were doing like a brand, a vision for the brand and stuff. This was literally in 2019 maybe, even when I created it.
Yeah, 2019 was when you brought the idea to life, innit?
Yeah, and I was just explaining to him. He basically quizzed me for an hour and a half. And when I spoke to him, he literally come off, and the first thing I got an email from, this is no word of a lie, 10 minutes later was an email that Ben had signed up, like, burn a sandal to yourself. I was going to proper inspire them to do it, you know what I mean? So he literally signed up straight away, and he was saying to me, you feel so motivated to get it going. So I went into one and told him everything, and then he come back to us with that. Yeah, and it was just anybody can, and it's obviously it's a spin on words, isn't it?
Special.
So it's the body type.
Body can.
So
And anybody can.
Yeah, man.
It's deep as well, Luke, because and like when you've said about the methodology of it before, like it works for everybody because you can alter the weight, you can manipulate the amount of reps you're doing and stuff like that, and two people can get two different things from the same workout. Where if you're lifting, heavy and slow, and I'm lifting lighter and faster, then we're both gonna get two completely different things at the end of both spending an hour. If we done that consistently together for 28 days, I'm gonna get a different result to you're getting 100%. Because we're manipulating what we're doing, even though we're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
I've noticed a lot of the programs are like, well, for you it's your life, it's every fucking day. But for like an insight or a step in, it's like 21 days or 28 or 30-day challenges. Yeah. What's the method and the reason behind it?
Just as you just said there, Jack, it's just an introduction. That's just purely me like opening the door to people and saying like it's not designed to fix you in that time. It's designed to show you the path, to show you how.
There's no quick fixes, Luke.
There's no quick fix. Lad, there's no fix. That's what people need to get out of mind. Even fixing it in of itself, you're not fixed. Because if you're fixed, that means it's good to go. If that table's broke in half and I fix it, don't need to do nothing else to it. It'll stay there. It's done. It's fixed. It's left.
Yeah.
That table doesn't disintegrate.
But it's the same as your business, was what I said to you before, with the maintenance of it. It's self-maintenance.
Exactly.
You've got to keep fucking turning up, otherwise it's never ever gonna. It's got to.
But that's daunting for a lot of people, and I understand that it's daunting. I'm not neglecting, and I'm not naive to the fact that is a daunting fact to think, oh my God, so what? I've got to work on myself every day till the day I die. And it's like, that's what you got to do. And
that gets me out of bed.
The quicker you accept that though, Jack, because this is what I'm trying to say. I genuinely do understand why that would put people off, and why that makes just people think, do you know what? F it, man. It's not worth it. Just leave it. I can't do this every day. I haven't got the mental bit, but they have. They've got that power within them. They have, bro. They just need to have that spark of motivation. And with that spark of motivation, they need to create self-discipline. So it's like with that spark of motivation, with that momentum that you get one day, whatever it may be, maybe your girl leaves you, maybe your man leaves you, whatever it may be, that sparks, that motivation. With that motivation, what you have to do, why it's running deep and it's running like the flames high, the flames running deep, you need to create self-discipline as quick as you possibly can.
Yeah, because discipline will stay with you, but motivation
exactly,
won't,
because the motivation will come. Exactly, just like today, bro, I've woke up and I've had a terrible day. In terms of my usual day, I've been really down. Like, because I'm fasting, I've just been really down. My energy's not being great. But self-discipline gets you through. Self-discipline will say, no, it doesn't really matter how I feel. And as I say, and I'm so mindful at the minute that there is so much. There's just. It's so oversaturated, this market, brother, it really is. And I'm not saying that from a place of hate, because the more people pushing positivity, the better. But a lot of people are pushing things that they genuinely just hear and repeat. And so you hear this type of stuff all the time, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
But it's become hard for me, because I'm not bitter towards anybody else who does a podcast, Luke, or anybody else who's putting good gear out there. But it becomes more difficult because there's a lot, because it's like a buzz thing. It's like, oh yeah, it's a cool fucking thing to do. Do you know what I mean?
And it comes easy to slander, and it comes easy to turn into a negative.
But the cream rises to the top, lad. And if it's true to what you're saying, and it's organic and it's original, then don't worry about it.
No, 100%. Yeah, I'm not, like I say, but I'm just trying to always wear things slightly different to just make sure that it's not just going over people's head, lad. I just want people to actually understand the message of what I'm trying to say. If you create self-discipline, you've won the battle, because it's the discipline that carries you through. It really is, lad. The motivation, it does peak and trough. There's no point in relying on motivation. You can't sign up on motivation and think that that's going to carry you through for the rest of the year, because it really isn't, lad. Your life's going to be full of ups and downs, but self-discipline is something that it's a muscle, and you can create it. You can build it stronger each and every day.
The mind's a muscle, in it, Luke.
It really is.
You've got to work on it.
It's continuously doing things, and you've got to just make sure that as when your motivation is at its highest, you try and develop the skills that are going to keep you consistent. That's the key. So when you get that spark, it's really important that you implement as much as you possibly can, absorb as much knowledge as you can, so that when the motivation slowly starts to dwindle, you've created these set of skills that are going to keep you accountable and keep you dedicated, disciplined, and on the road to success, on the road to a better physical health.
And at the back of discipline, I believe that the passion's got to be there, and that's going back to what I was saying to you, Luke, because if you don't want something bad enough, lad, discipline won't fucking make you get up and do it. Discipline will keep you on course, but you've got to want it. Otherwise, discipline's
really
it's in the wind. You know what I mean? You've got to want it.
That's it. Like, and even words of advice fall on deaf ears unless that person genuinely wants to change. So people watching this must have a small inkling in them. Every single person watching this right now must have some small bit in them that wants to change. Otherwise, they wouldn't be watching a podcast such as this, like a kind of self-improvement podcast. So therefore, every single person, no matter where they're at, they may at the lowest low, they may be on the highest high, and they're just watching this for enjoyment. Wherever they are, there's hope for that person. There really is.
When did you get the idea for Steadfast? Can you pinpoint a standalone moment, Luke, where you went, I'm going to do Steadfast?
Yeah, and I remember being in the gym, doing bench press, shoulders killing me, rotator cuff, just because, like, all the heavy lifting you do, my back's killing me. Just bone dry, putting the weight down, and I was just overthinking, just depressed, just like, this is no good. I'm just bored. I'm not fulfilled. I feel bloated because I'm eating so much food, trying to be big. I'm just constantly chasing PBs, and now that I'm at this really high level of strength, that it's minute, small little milestones that I'm trying to chase and attain, and what does it really stand for anyway? And then also watch other people on socials, and when they'd get the PBs that I was so desperately chasing, I wouldn't feel even impressed by it. I'd be a bit like, so what? Say I watch someone do a deadlift, 220, 230, and so what? It's not that impressive. An accumulation of all these feelings just led me to being like, right, I need something different. So I started to study kettlebells, and I just studied them. They obviously originated from Russia, and I looked into the origins of them, how were they doing, the gladiators used to train with them, how they were first made, a bit of background on it, and just enthralled myself in it. And then I started to implement them, started to have a look at different exercises, different training protocols, and then I just mixed it all together. And I thought, what do I love? I've always been talented and strong in terms of body weight exercises, calisthenics, pull-ups, dips, press-ups. So I slowly just developed this, and I just thought, I want something that really like makes me work, like makes me really sweat. And like obviously I look at CrossFit and stuff, but I tried CrossFit, injured. I just kept getting injured all the time with it because it's the barbell. My wrists were killing me, my shoulders were still killing me. Just like, that doesn't work for me. So how do we get CrossFit effect, the feeling that you get in CrossFit, safely and more enjoyable? And that's what Steadfast is. I just genuinely think it's a better version of CrossFit.
For anyone who doesn't know, who's watching, what does Steadfast consist of, Luke?
Kettlebells and body weight. So you have a pair of kettlebells of the same weight, ranging from 6 kilos all the way up until 32 kilos. The heaviest people go for doubles.
Yeah.
And body weight, a mixture, and it's high intensity. We use a methodology called METAL, METAL, stands for Metcons, EMONs, Tabatas, AMRAPs, and ladders. So we use those different complexes and methods, and we conjure up different workouts. And since the day I started in 2019, no 2 workouts have ever been the same, not one. And we've done probably 2,500 workouts. There's never ever been the same workout, ever. And there never will be. And that's what people can't understand, but the core value of what we do is the exact same. So the movements that we do, squat, press, row, your compound exercises, swing, clean, all these things are in there. Every single one of them. But there's just
variations.
Different variations.
Mixing it up.
It's like getting numbers, only 0 to 9. You can make an unlimited amount of phone numbers, can't you?
Yeah.
That's what we do with Steadfast. We just create unlimited workouts, but you get stronger, and you gauge your strength based on the weight that you're using, which is your shed start weight, which is the weight of the kettlebells combined. So if you're on 224s, it's 48 kilos. So that's how you gauge your strength. So the first person people will ask within the Steadfast community is, what weight are you lifting? 224s. Usually people refer to it in the two X's, rather than the combined weight, because then they've got to do the math. So it's just more so 28s, 24s, 32s. Use the 32 today. Do you know what I'm saying?
The level enough.
And I always envisioned people doing exactly that, which is comparing numbers and that with something I created. That was a goal of mine. And to be sat, I always used to say to my mum, this was when I was writing it in my mum's living room, that people are gonna talk about this eating a Nando's, and I know for a fact that that's happened.
Yeah,
hundreds of times.
So many times.
But I was always going Nando's at the time.
You know what I mean?
And I just thought, imagine when they sit there one day, man, and they're like, "What are you doing this and that?" And I envisioned it, and now that's exactly what's happening.
Lad, it's like Joe Harris Sutton put our podcast on in the Heal Wellbeing Centre.
Yeah, man.
And put a video up.
Seen it.
Like, for my podcast to be in that centre, that's like a big thing for me.
I've seen that.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And these are the things that this moment now, me and you sitting in this chair, is something I've envisioned. So it's just, I can relate to what you're saying. When you've got a vision and you're just trying to chase it and you're trying to make it happen, and you do. What's different about Steadfast? You're moving different to everybody else. And I always say, I see you say, no one's doing it like us. No one's moving like us.
Yeah.
Is there anything remotely like it, Luke?
Personally, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. Only for the fact of how it was created was through suffering. So I was suffering mentally, emotionally, physically, and created Steadfast to help me get better. So what Steadfast is an accumulation of all the knowledge that I attained throughout my years of depression. So I went through depression from around 2015 up until 2018-19. And all of the studying that I did, and the books that I read, and the places that I visited, and the experiences that I went and experienced, accumulated the knowledge that is just Steadfast, and it's the 5 rules for life. So it's cold water therapy, affirmation and prayer, Steadfast workout, walking and running, and self-reflection. So they're the 5 rules that I advise people to live by. So obviously that's in order. So it's your cold water first thing in the morning, followed by your affirmation and prayer. Depending if you're religious or not, makes no difference to me whatsoever. Just speaking out loud how you want to feel. Then you go into your Steadfast workout. This is the best order that I would say. Some people do work shifts, etc. Can't do them times. Then you go for your walk, which I always recommend late afternoon or evening or morning, depending on how early you can get your Steadfast done. And then self-reflection each night. It's just sitting there and asking yourself what went right, what went wrong, how can it be better, and did they improve 1%? Asking yourself that same
1%
question.
1% every day.
Just 1%, yeah, man. Just that 1%. It's always it's not specifically the 1% that I'm referring to. It's movement. It's progression. And if you've completed your Steadfast workout, bro, you've improved.
You've leveled up.
So but if you've done all 5 rules for life that we have, then I promise you, the following day is going to be a good day. And if you get up the next day and you follow the 5 rules again, that day is going to be even better. And that's how you compound. And that's how you become better. And that's how you start to feel better. That's how you feed your soul. That's how you become the person that you want to be. That's how you start to provide for you and your family. That's how you start to find contentment and peace of mind, physical health. You start to eat better. You start to feel better. You start to get mental clarity. You start to experience the world. You start to look at things with a different perspective. All of these things just start to come as an accumulation of the 5 rules. And that is why I will live and die by the Steadfast sword. I will stand on it up until the end of time, until I'm done. Because I believe so strongly in it. I believe so strongly in its message, and I know for a fact, bro, that it's going to change the world.
Do you think it's a legacy you're going to leave behind?
I know it's a legacy I'm going to leave behind, but it's already a legacy. If I was to leave tomorrow, God willing, that's not the case, it would carry on. There's enough people involved now who were so emotionally involved, you wouldn't believe.
Do you know what?
It would carry on anyway, already. So it's already done. But I need to make sure it's the best it can possibly be. I need to make sure it's as strong as it can possibly be. And that's what my mission is every single day I wake up, is to continually improve the product that I know is genuinely going to change the face of fitness. It is.
I think the crazy thing is, in business terms, you started out in 2019 and now we're currently only in 2024. It's a 5-year period, and in the world of business, that's nothing. It's a very, very short period of time. The crazy thing is how big it is now at the moment, and really it's still only in its infancy.
100%.
It's crazy.
Well, you say 2019, brother, but we created the website in September 2019. It definitely wasn't off the ground there at all. It's been realistically running properly since February 2020, just before lockdown.
When did you realise, Luke, this is going to hit? This is going to hit hard?
Lockdown.
What was the feeling like? Do you know, from the response and stuff like that? Obviously, you've put a lot of work into this certain type of workout, and you've seen not just the workout, you've seen in your mind a community, you've envisaged like-minded people, you've been thinking about, you know, changing your life on the back of it, not just turning up and doing a workout on the mat and go home and it's the same again tomorrow. It's not that. You're building something, you're building these core values, 5 rules for life, people who are building a community, people who are working together in unison to go in the same direction, which is progression, 1% better every day. You've had this thought in your mind, but as you said, you can give me advice, you can fall on deaf ears, it doesn't matter. So you've got these hopes and aspirations that you're going to put this out there into the world, and hopefully it's going to be reciprocated in the way you wanted to deliver it, and it has been.
Yep.
What was that feeling like when you started gaining momentum of it being?
It's hard to put my finger on a specific time when I thought this is gaining momentum, because it's happened so organically. I'd say only recently, this past 6 months, has it really gained the momentum to put it in a hemisphere where people are like, okay, like this is definitely something. Like, I think everyone now can accept the fact that it's like it's a juggernaut. It's a big thing.
What I'd say to you is, Luke, I don't think there's many people in this city. You should do that. I don't think there's many people. Here's a business idea. Get some balloons. Let's get them black and white. If you ask someone in the city, you stood in town and said, "What's Steadfast?" I think a lot of people would know who it was.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? I do. I think there's not many people in this city now who don't know what your brand is.
Oh,
So brand awareness. I'm not saying it's done, because we both know it's not, and you've got a worldwide vision, I'd imagine.
Yeah, 100%.
But locally, what you've set out to create, it's there or there about
it
there.
Is, yeah. It definitely is. But the one point that I can say, and one time that I remember it sticks out to me, is I went to the lakes with my little girl. My second weren't born at the time, and my girl, and we sat there and I said, right, I'm going to write out the methodology. This was in the early days. So I'm going to write this out on Word so I can look at it on paper. Do you know, if someone comes to me and says, what is Steadfast? I was thinking I need an answer. Do you know, like I've just given the 5 rules for life. You said, what's Steadfast?
Where it's not, you can't have it where it's all over the place. Where
give you the pretty much bulletproof idea there, haven't I? Do you know what I mean?
You're very, very clear and concise with what you
wanted. But it wasn't before this day. So it was kind of like me just explaining, we do like workouts and we put them out, this, that. I didn't really have. So I said, let me write this out, and then I wrote it and I looked at it on paper. And then I sat there, remember, just in the little restaurant part, and my girl was there feeding me little girl, and I read it top to bottom. And I just looked at it and just said, this is going to change the world. I said, I know it is. Because I was looking at it in paper, I was looking at it in written form then, and I was like, nah, it's so powerful. I'd read through it and thought, I want to do this.
Sold it to yourself.
Yeah, what's this, man? Get me signed up. No, but you know what I'm saying, Jack? I just literally, I read it, and it's the first time when you read something back, that's the power in writing, even though it's typing. Still a power in writing, isn't it? Because sometimes you can think these thoughts,
no, because there it is in a real life form. But that's the body of it. It's
different then when you read it. So that was the first time where I really did think the power. In 2019 in Turkey with Helen, I went away with the family there too. When I created Steadfast, when I wrote the methodology down, I remember saying to her then as well.
So your Helen, is that Helen Carter?
Yeah.
50-year-old lady, and what a phenomenal woman she is, by the way. I don't know her personally, I've never even met her in my life, but I've seen her on social media and in a way of working out and the
she'll get Helen on.
She's in. I'd love to get
Helen on.
what a woman. She'd be great as an ambassador for women.
Sort that out.
Yeah, definitely. Sort it.
She, honestly, like, she
100%.
would be
She'd
brilliant for you, bro.
100%.
And it'd be good
It'd
for
be
you.
a pleasure for me to have her on. It'd be an absolute honour.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like, that'd be good. I'll sort that.
Yeah, sort it.
So, yeah, that's where I wrote it. Sorry, with Helen, and I said to Helen at the time, it's like, this is what I'm gonna do when I go home. Do you know what I mean? And she was like, okay, sweet. I was like, I'm gonna smash it, you know. Bear in mind, lad, I didn't have a penny to my name.
I was gonna ask you where we were at financially.
Living in my mum's loft, PT and out of Derby Lane, with not a penny to my name.
It's mad, isn't it? Where you were.
So I swear that's the truth.
If someone wants to sign up to Self Fast, how do they go about doing it, Luke?
Visit the Instagram, or we've got TikTok now as well. Click the link in the bio. Take you to the website. Take you to the website, and you sign up to the website currently. So don't download the app and try and sign up to the app.
Okay.
Just yet. Working on something which you won't go into. Keep it quiet till it's permanent. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Keep it quiet till it's done. Working on that at the minute. That's going to be next level. But for the time being, you sign up through the website, put all your details in, and then you can download the app. And then you've got them both. Now, they both work in conjunction with each other, Jack. They're both really, really useful because the app has some things that the website hasn't, and the website has some things that the app doesn't, like nutrition plans, etc. The app's got like your accountability track, and there's loads of different, but use them in conjunction. Use them both. Log into both. You can use Safari on your phone, or you can use the app. And for people who want to get it on the telly, if they're working out, as I say, a lot of people work out in the garages now in the living room, then you sign up through your Safari app on your smart TV. Yeah. And you're just logged in, and then you can click the workout.
Can somebody come down and do a workout if they want to, Luke, at the Wellbeing Centre?
Yeah, absolutely. We do steadfast classes at Heal Wellbeing. It's the only place in the world that currently holds steadfast classes. Do you know what I mean? So you can sign up there. It's £72 for unlimited classes a month, or it's a £10 drop in, and that's the only place. And then we've also got 11 PTs now who are all working as qualified steadfast instructors, teaching the steadfast methodology. So again, under Heal Wellbeing, which is in town, you can come and do the sessions there.
Do you have a vision of rolling steadfast out in other locations?
God willing, yeah. God willing, but God willing that will happen. But for right now, the main focus is making Heal the powerhouse that I know it can be, and also focusing on the online, because I know I can reach millions of people, and that's what's going to really create that movement.
There's two places I want to go, so I'll go here first before I lose it. I've got to touch on this with you. You trained Tony Bellew, and you helped him get in incredible shape for the blockbuster movie Creed. This is a testament to how good you are at what you're doing, Luke. And, you know, another statement you said is, choose people who've paid the dues, choose people who have credibility, and it's some fantastic advice. People like Tony are certainly credible and are also very switched on. So for him to choose you shows how hard you've worked. For him to put his faith in you and let you train him, obviously he believes you've paid your dues, or he wouldn't invest his time into training with you. That's a testament to how hard you've worked and where you've come.
That's all.
What was that like for you to train Tony?
On your last question there, I was going to use Tony as the example, which, like, it's mad because everyone's leading on to the next, isn't it? But when you said, when did you feel like you've cracked it? When was that? That was one of them. When I watched Tony do an interview, which is on the, and he said,
it's not that he's reinvented the wheel.
Exactly that. Now, when I watched that, brother, Tony's such a good guy that he's done so much for me, you know, and not even said. So he's not one to say, oh, Luke, I've just shouted you out in an interview then, or Luke, I've just told X, Y, or Z about you, or anything. He doesn't even tell me. He just does, because he's a good guy, and we're very close friends now. So I was sat there, because I've always been a Bellew fan, bear in mind, which we'll get onto now. But I'm just sitting there watching it. My girl's cooking tea, and Tony just starts saying that, and I'm watching it.
And what are you like, Luke, at that moment?
Like, seeing this is mad. IFL TV, it's a big channel.
Yeah, Cougar and Cassius, like,
yeah, man. So it's a big channel. And
look, Cougar, I don't want to talk about it.
So I was watching it in real time. I was just like, wow, that was mad. That was mad. And you know what? The relationship we've got, I didn't even text Tony either to say thank you, because that's just what he does.
Yeah, that's how he is.
It didn't need to be. If I was doing that, I'd be texting him all the time and doing his head, and then plus he hates texting anyway. So I just didn't even say thank you. And then when I seen him, I said, I seen that, and he just went, oh yes, we cracked on. So that was one of the little milestones, because as you say, bro, he's the next heavyweight champion of the world.
Next level,
but not
lad.
only that, lad, he's a very honest individual.
Tony, I've never had the pleasure of meeting Tony, well, talking to him. I've met him once before at a boxing show, but I wouldn't say I've ever met him or spoken to him. But like, one thing that I do like about Tony Bellew, from what I have seen about him, lad, he's as forward coming as they possibly can be. To the point where it's uncomfortable for some people, do you know what I mean? But I admire that about him.
100%. I'll try and think of Tony as well. That'd be a good one.
Tony would be a boss one. Tony.
Leave it with me.
That moment when you got Tony, how did that come into fruition, Luke? What happened?
So I'll tell you this now, but again, so this is going into manifestation now. You know, little Carl Naylor.
This is where we go full circle.
I'm just plugging everyone, yeah.
But hang on a sec. This is where we go full circle. When I said to you at the start of the podcast about being openly ready to invite people into your lives and creating these circumstances, you were ready for this. Carl Naylor, Powerbox.
Yeah.
Geezer, shout out Carl.
Telling you, shout out Carl, he'd be another good one for you.
Yeah, I was warming his pads up for him on Saturday gone.
Love it, man, love it. So I went into Derby Lane, 2017, 18, started PTing from there. He was the pad man in there, and we used to do pads and used to talk to him all the time. We're that close, bro. He's me little.
Spends all your money in Five Guys.
Yeah.
Bad man, lad.
Don't get me started on that.
Lad, I was speaking to him about it a few weeks ago.
I left him with 30 quid.
What have you done, lad? It's just...
My man had a drink, didn't even get me one. Never had a drink. I was like, lad, come on. No, so we got there close. He's still one of my best mates to this day. Like,
he's boss Carl, lad. I love him, yeah.
I haven't got to spend as much time with him as I'd like, because he's a waste man. He doesn't drive yet. So I've been telling him enough times now, get your car so you can start. Because you always have to go pick him up. Lad. I'm like the burden.
Yeah, he's doing really well on the pads at the moment as well.
He's absolutely smashing it. Big shout out. Honestly, love the bones of him. He's one of the best people I've ever met. Genuinely do.
Lovely
See him as my little brother.
Yeah, he's boss, lad.
So we used to talk all the time. And in this, I told him all my dreams that have come to fruition right now. So he's always me referred, and when you do get him on, you can ask him yourself. But I told him everything I was going to do, and I did it. And one of them was, I didn't know Tony at all. And I said, I was pursuing boxing at the time. So that's why I was with Carl.
Yeah, you were saying.
I was looking at going pro with boxing, or MMA at least, one or the other. And I said, Tony Bellew's going to be my manager. And he's going to like put me in the right places and contact me with the right people. That's what's going to happen. He's like, do you know him? I said, no. Like, but he just goes to like,
going to happen.
I'll get to know. And he's like, okay, sweet. But Carl believed everything I said, lad. That's the thing.
Yeah,
so that's what I used to tell him.
Falling on
he used to love it. He's like, hi, is that what you're going to do? I'm like, yeah, sweet. But I wouldn't speak to no one else like this. So anyway, I said that to him. And then one day, I posted a video of Archie, little Archie, who's our Helen's son.
Yeah.
Doing pads. And Tony commented it with loads of fire emojis. And then followed me. So I was like buzzing there. Tony's at Bellew, used to follow me, boom, followed them back. And then starts commenting on my pictures and that just as the weeks go by. Love this, mate, blah, blah, keep going, this is brilliant, motivating, etc.
Is your head fell off at this point, Luke?
Not so much, I'm just like...
You're like, wow, Tony Bellew,
I'm just like, this is
he's a world champion,
yeah,
you know
bro,
what I mean?
and I'd supported him his whole career, this is the thing. Like, I've even got, like, when I first trained him, my mate screenshotted me a picture from my Facebook years ago, which I haven't even got logins for anymore, and it was a picture of me saying yes, the bomber, with a picture of him when he won the title.
Yeah.
So like, do you know what I mean? So he sent me that, my mate, and I was like, why didn't you? Can't even remember posting that. But I've always supported them anyway. So yeah, time goes by, and then he messages me and just says, what did he say? If there's anything I can do for you, mate, let me know. Just basically like, yeah, that's what it was. He just messaged me and said, love what you're doing, mate. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. And I said, well, actually, Tom, I'm looking at going pro with the boxing, so I wouldn't mind doing a little session with you. Lad, he's never done this before, so you know either. So I thought he'd done pads. He doesn't do pads.
Yeah.
So at the time, he must have thought, fucking hell, lad. Oh, sorry again. He must have thought, don't really want to do this, but
I'll do it for
coming to Derby Lane anyway, 7 a.m. he told me, and I went in at 7 a.m. and he took me. He didn't go on the pads, but he had me shadowing and like touching his hands.
What was it like, Luke? You know, when you were on the way to Derby Lane, was you thinking to yourself like, what?
Yeah, this is just mad. But I couldn't wait to see Carl's face because I didn't tell him. And I told him, obviously a year prior, told him you're going to be your manager. So then the next
what was Carl like?
Carl was like, how's this happened? Like, just this was after it, but he just walked in and seen his face just light up. He's only young at the time. And he's padding me anyway, and then I'm on the back working with him, and then he's just like, boom, brilliant after it. That was it. Lad, I left, and he said, take me number here. And then we stayed in touch, lad, so we just texted a little bit and this and that. And then obviously Krieg came about, and he texted and said, right,
let's do it.
I need to get in shape. Do you want to get me in shape? And I was just like, yeah, let's go, man. At this point, years had gone by, maybe a year or a year and a half, say. And I'd built the Wellbeing Centre, which was our first location at this point.
Long Lane.
Yeah. So we had a nice little private area for him to come in, and no one else was in there. The class would come in, and then he'd come in, and we'd have the gym to ourselves.
Because he was quite high profile.
Very high profile, you know. He really is high profile, but he's a lot more well known than even I first thought. Especially now he's been in the jungle as well.
Yeah, but no matter where you go, people know of him, don't they?
They do, bro. So yeah, that was it, lad. And I got him in shape, like just absolutely ironed him out every single session for like three times a week. He was doing. Went to sand dunes with him and all that, and he grew me following massively because he was just posting again off his own back. Do you know what he'd do, Jack? He'd just get his phone after it. He'd say, get this video, get a video of this, get a video of that. And then I'd be getting videos, and the girl working for me at the time would take videos of me training him, and then he'd give me his phone and get in the shower and go, post something. So I just make a reel. He's got like what? 780,000 followers, and he just go make a reel, and then I put a belt on together.
Isn't it lovely to be in a position to be able to do that for someone as well, Luke? Like, you know, like with that type of following and that, and just go, yeah, lad, go on.
You'll do anything for anyone.
Why not?
Tony, lad.
Why not? That's how I see it.
Tony's genuinely one of, if not the best men I've ever met, lad. That's the truth.
That's a statement.
He's
you know a lot of people.
Unbelievable, lad. He is like he's genuinely like he's got a heart of gold. The thing about
another older male who you look up to.
Nails. Like he could be the biggest bully. Like he could be so different, and he chooses to be good. That's what I love about him. Lad.
And you can see he's got to control himself sometimes as well, lad. He's got inner demons, and he's got things that he has to like sort of keep controlling.
I even knew him when I was at Everton years and years ago, before he had a clue who I was, and he was a young up and coming alpha male, lad. And trust me, lad, he was edgy.
Yeah,
and he then grew, become the man he is. He's got all the money in the world. He's got all the notoriety. He's got all the connections.
And he's got his feet on the floor.
And he's just, never mind on the floor, he's so deeply rooted to the ground. It's unbelievable, lad. Got a beautiful family, amazing wife, amazing home. And he's just a stand-up guy, lad. And I would genuinely do anything for him, man. I do see him.
Is he a person who you aspire towards, Luke?
Like, lad, if I can be anything like Tony, lad, I'd be absolutely made up. He's
as role models go, have you got any others, Luke?
Mark Scanlon, me Uncle John, who we referred to before, our Helen's husband. Salim, who's another friend of mine who's recently come in. But when I say role models, I don't really like to. Like I'm a massive believer in God. Like I just believe no one deserves worship but God. I don't try and aspire to be anyone per se. But definitely
people who inspire you. You know what I'm trying to say?
Those people definitely inspire me, brother. And even some younger people, like I say, Joe and like Harrison and Lee, these people, like these Carl. Honestly, there's lads in there.
Yeah, age is a number, Luke, innit? You know what I mean? It's what you're doing.
Yeah.
A lot of people see you as Mr. Motivator. Remember him? Mr. Motivator? A lot of people see you as Mr. Motivator. And like, you know, they see the fitness side here, but there's more to you than that, Luke. You're an entrepreneur, aren't you? You're very business. And before Steadfast, it wasn't easy. It wasn't all plain sailing. You've had failed businesses in the past, haven't you? And had to start again from scratch. Can you touch on that quickly with us?
Yeah, I lost my mum's whole redundancy package on a healthy food restaurant when I was PT, and so I had a small bit of money myself, maybe $2,000 or something, and then I lent a lot of money off my mum that she got paid out. Went halves on it with my best friend at the time, and business just went down the pan straight away, more or less, literally within 3 months. Lost all that money, put myself in debt on top of that.
How did you feel at the time, Luke?
Devastated, lad. Just riddled with anxiety and just in a bad place. Do you know what I mean? It just wasn't good for numerous other reasons on top of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Just my life wasn't in check at that point at all. I was not ready for the success, even if I was to attain it. But what I did do then, once that went down the pan, I brushed myself off and created Evolve Fitness Meal Prep straight off the back of that on my own. So I kept because we'd invested money into like the kitchen and stuff, I got to keep the kitchen stuff. And I said, these utilities. So I just said, can I keep this kitchen on for another 6 months? And they said, yeah, in Sports Direct on Rose Lane. And I employed a chef and just started knocking out meals. And it actually went really well. I ended up with 50 people a week on my meals. Robbie Fowler was one of them.
Wow,
so
was
that
he?
was
Yeah.
a little milestone for me. I always remember that, bro. Robbie Fowler took a picture with the meals. He was getting them for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, in fact. So that was a good little touch. And yeah, I was just trying to make it work. And then this chef came on board, and again, within a special time. So I'm not gonna slander anyone, but they done me dirty, kind of, you know, like burrowed under and took the clientele and changed the Instagram and stuff.
Crazy
so
one.
That went down the pan in a day. I was just like, so then,
wow.
So that went, and then it was just like, okay. And then I left and went to Derby Lane and started to think about Shred Fast then, do you know what I mean? So
if you had a message, Luke, to anybody out there who may be struggling with business now, or going through a hard time or a sticky patch, what would your message be?
So I only just the other day I was talking to the lads. It was me, I think it was me, Harrison, Joe, sat there, and Carl was there, sorry. And we were speaking, and I said, you know, until you give me 2 years of like relentless work, like I won't even, like you just don't even enter the hemisphere of me taking you serious, you know. I said, like, it's all well and good now. I said, you're doing really well. You're absolutely smashing it. But 2 years down the line, are you still going to be hungry? Are you still going to be pushing to be better? Because you get beginner's luck, Jack. You know yourself. You get a bit of beginner's luck. Come on, you do.
Yeah, you
and
do.
then you go, boom, and you dip. You always get this dip. What
Yeah.
you do then, lad? That's where I want to see people. So my advice is, depending on where you're at, so you might be watching this now and you're at your little beginner's luck phase, yeah? And it's like, okay, be prepared for the dip because you're going to get one.
You're it.
And then what are you going to do then? And then, as I said, I just feel like pay your dues for 2 years, minimum though. But this is what I said to them, and in the end, they were looking at me like, and I said, and then
People
after that,
want
you've
what
got
you've
another
got.
3 years. You need 5 years.
Yeah.
Now that's why people. It's not a coincidence, and it's not just a random number plucked out the sky when people say a 5-year plan. It's because things work in 5 years. Business works in 5-year plans.
Well, yeah.
Every business in the world does a
I'm at
5-year
10
plan.
years now, Luke, yeah. And there's been times, lad, 2 years in, 3 years in, and people say, oh, yeah, do you think because you've got a business, you're loaded or you're flying or it's easy, but it's not. It's not the case. And
it's not your own money, Jack.
No,
it's the company's money.
And how hard I've worked to get like the stage it's at now is incredible. But some people just go, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'd like to do that. And think you'd do it in 6 months. Be my guest. Try it. It's difficult, and you've got to really, really work at it and grind it out. And I'm not ashamed to say I've had highs and I've had lows, lad, and I've had times where I've been like, fuck, am I going to be able to keep going? And I've had to find a way.
But you do find a way, don't you?
Yeah, if you want it.
Exactly.
If you want it.
So that's my advice. You say, what's my advice? My advice is pay your dues every single day. Do it for a minimum of 2 years and understand that you're in it for 5. And literally, like, stay consistent. Don't take your foot off the gas for 1 second. Because if you take your foot off the gas, if you even for 2 weeks throw the towel in and then pick it back up, you've lost. To me, you can't even do that because then you can't look back at your actual, like, you go at it. So you say, yeah, I had a good go at it, you know.
Did you though? Yeah. Did you really?
Remember that 2 weeks where you did nothing? That was where beauty could have happened. That's where magic could have been made. And you decided that you
Do you think people want things too fast sometimes?
Definitely. Lad, we live in a world where like the attention span's getting shorter and shorter and shorter with all the social media and TikTok and 3-second concentration span, and people can't read anymore. People aren't prepared to wait. People just want fast food. People want fast. Everything needs to be quick. fast results, fast this. We call it fast, like. So it's probably your best bet to go with us,
in it,
lad?
Good, lad.
You know what I mean? Step fast, that. But no, everyone does. They're in a rush for it, man, and I understand why. Because I'm in a rush for it in the sense of as well. But it's like there's no time to waste. So I'm in a rush, but I'm in a rush in the right way, and I just feel like you've got to be prepared to just to experience the ups, experience the downs, and keep that level of consistency. That's my advice, is showing up every single day. Mark says to me all the time, Mark Scano says all the time, and he's a great businessman, and he says that's what he sees most from myself and my company is consistency.
Yeah, keep showing up.
We show up every day, we record every day, we post every day.
This is a very hard question to answer, but do you believe you're fulfilling your true potential?
Yes.
All of it?
Yeah.
Every last bit of it?
Every last bit. I'm squeezing every last drop out of it, bro. I'm not at my full potential, but I'm fulfilling my true potential.
Do you think you could reach your full potential? Do you think we ever can reach our full potentials, Luke?
On the earth, yeah. On this plane, yes, I do believe that you can. I believe that you can reach your true potential. I believe that you can fulfill your true potential in life. I don't think that'll be attained until you're close to your deathbed, but I do believe that you can. And I believe that people that die really peacefully, and like genuinely, I've seen it with my own eyes. And those people, I believe, have fulfilled their true potential when they die content. Wow. So that's my biggest goal in life, is to be there with grandchildren, God willing, a nice healthy family. I've changed the paradigm of my whole generation. I've given them a platform and an opportunity to continue to pursue greatness, and I've shown them the correct way to do it, correct way to hold themselves, the correct way to be towards others, and that's my goal in life, is to create that legacy that hopefully will live on and throughout the generations of my family. But yeah, I do believe you can fulfill your potential.
Is that the true meaning of life for you, Luke?
Definitely.
What is living? For you, what's living?
Chasing purpose, like for chasing. Yeah, I do believe, again, so with the mindful space at the minute, there's two different things, but purely my opinion, bro, and where I find happiness is pursuing my dreams, pursuing goals.
Where does your hunger come from?
Constantly moving the goalpost, Jack, is what I need to do. As you said before, you get one thing and then you're like, what's next? That to me is happiness. That to me is happiness. When I will be, as I say, when it comes to the time and I leave this earth, will be when I go, no time to move the goalpost now.
Where does your hunger come from, Luke? Where does it stem from?
I avoid a hole within myself that I missed as a child that I can never fill, as we referred to before. That's where, bro. Constantly chasing the approval, and I don't even know who from anymore. Maybe God. Maybe that's who I'm chasing the approval of, and I definitely will never get that. Will never be worthy of his.
I think we're all worthy of approval. I think we all are, Luke. I think it's just when we get to a certain stage, as you said.
Do you think you'll sit there one day and say, I'm worthy? I'm fully worthy of...
I am. I'm worthy right now. I know I'm fucking worthy. Am I rounded? Am I fulfilled? Am I where I want to be? No. I'm miles away. But I know I'm worthy. I feel I've got to feel that I am for me to get there. If I don't, how can I attain something that I don't believe I'm worthy of, lad? If I don't believe I'm worthy of it, how can I attain it? Yeah. I am, and so are you. Yeah. We all are.
Yeah. So being worthy, sorry. Yeah, I've
but I understand what you're trying to say. I know what you're saying, and I can't find the one for words myself. But like, accepted, or I know what you mean. Like,
I don't feel like I've done enough yet.
Yeah, no.
So
you
like,
haven't,
so,
and you
so in that sense, that's where I don't feel worthy.
Good,
it's
and
like
that's where your hunger comes from, innit?
Yeah, if I got it now, say I got #1 spot on Apple, I don't deserve it yet. I'll be like, nah, I don't deserve this.
Are you the fastest growing online platform in the UK right now?
Officially, can't say officially. I'd say.
Do you think it is though? That's what I'm saying.
100%. And in terms of potential, we're the fastest. We've got the most potential in the entire world. Like, without a shadow of a doubt.
When you say that to me, I can see the belief in your eyes.
Like, there's not even a single drop of doubt in my mind. I swear to you, on God, there's not doubt in my mind.
That's why you're going to get it, because you believe it.
It's already written. I know that that's written, as I say, whether it's me attaining it, Jack, or whether it's someone else, steadfast, will reach the top.
It's going.
Yeah, 100%.
This is a topic I really want to touch on with you, and I feel right now it's even more apt. Sleep. Don't fall asleep in the chair on me either.
Something I wish I could have right now.
The reason I'd like to touch on this with you, right now, I'm only going to touch on this briefly, this part. You're doing Ramadan right now, aren't you?
Correct, yeah.
Is this the first time that you've ever experienced Ramadan?
No, so it's the second time. So I actually converted to Islam and became Muslim about a year and 3-4 months ago. Something that I've been looking into since 2018. I sparred with a good friend of mine. Big shout out to me brother Late, who's born Muslim.
Late Tahar is that?
Exactly. And after we'd sparred in 2018, we spoke in the sauna, and I was really intrigued by it and incest. I always did have incest. A lot of my family were Muslim. On my black side of my family.
My best friend's Muslim.
Is he? Mashallah, brother.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of Muslim family, and they always used to try and get me to convert when I was a kid, when I was like 13, 14, and I remember just didn't have a clue about it at that time. So it's just something, as I say, we got speaking about and talking about. I asked loads about the religion. I used to meet up with another friend of his and a friend of mine, now Adam, and I'd asked them loads of different questions and just got more educated on the subject, because I would never jump ship with something like that so willy-nilly. So again, it was something that I just felt fitted in with me. I wanted a way that I've always been religious. My name, only literally up until a year ago, was God is the Greatest, and it had been that since 2011. That was my Instagram name. So when you typed it in, it said God is the greatest. I changed it now to fitness app, because it's just the social media. It's like, so it is what it is. I got advised to do that so that it would come up when people typed it in. So up until, I've always had a connection to God. I went to church every Sunday, every Saturday or Sunday. So if I missed the Saturday and I was praying out with the boys, then I'd have to go on a Sunday morning with me nan. So every single year, St. Oswald's really
Catholic.
Yeah,
we were Catholic.
And my nan's a saint. Like, she prays every night. She prays for us. She made us pray. She showed me how to pray. She's like the best woman that I've ever met in my life. And my mum, just like, heaven lies at the feet of your mother and your grandmother, in my belief. So that's saying that's an Islamic statement, and it's something I always felt. So all these small statements, like that,
they connected
it
with
resonated with me. I've always been that way. All I've ever wanted to do is provide for my mum and my nan and our Helen. I just wanted to provide for them.
I've always worshipped the ground my mum walks on. I've always wanted to give back to her, lad, and I still do now to this day. Do you know what I mean?
So when I'm educating myself on all these things, I just had a lot of tendencies, and I was just drawn towards it, and it was a great way to add discipline, because I feel like as a religion, it's very structured, and it's very disciplined. It's like, you have to do this and you must do this, and that's how I need to be spoke to, Jack, otherwise I can lose my way. So it's just a good fit for me.
When I realised you were Muslim, which is only recently, that was my thinking behind it. Not, it just fits him, so that's why he's done it. But it's like, it's a very disciplined religion, and your lifestyle, you know, you need a lot of discipline. So that's going to help you, and obviously it's going to give you guidance. And there's a lot of successful Muslim people because of the way they live.
Yeah, that's
brings success.
Just the fact of fasting.
Circles as well. Like, obviously the people who you're mixing with, you're going to start being surrounded by people who are like-minded to you, similarly minded.
Honestly, it's powerful, and I've never ever been here to push religion. I refer to me. I refer on my own. Far long before I was Muslim, I'd put God is the greatest on all of my posts. Most of my posts anyway. I'd speak of God regularly. Nothing's changed, and I don't even mean that in a disrespectful way to Islam itself. But I'm not educated enough yet to start really openly speaking about it. I'm educating myself. It's a journey. And nothing's changed in the sense of I'm just still who I am. I'm still just me. I don't have any type of prejudice toward anybody of any religion whatsoever. But I'm not here to try and say this is the right way and that's the wrong way.
There is no right or wrong way. It's just what's right for you and what's right for me.
And that's all it is. And that's all that's changed. It's changed from God to Allah. And I changed a lot of the way I pray, the way I eat. I'm fasting now for Ramadan. There's just a lot of things that are really helping my life, brother. And I've met some amazing people through the religion too. So it's been a really good journey so far. Long may it continue, God willing.
Yeah, it will. I know it's currently Ramadan. How are you finding that at the minute?
Very tough, Jack.
Usually, let's talk about your sleep. You usually get up early in the morning and all that. Your normal sleeping routine. Obviously, with you getting up early, Luke, and putting it in a day, do you ever crash?
I do, but I don't allow myself to, but I do. So it's like I override it, and it's not. I'm not advocating for this, by the way.
No.
You're asking me a question, aren't you? Like, I'm literally
because there's so many
2
people
hours
like
sleep a night now for the past 8 days, 9 days.
That's
Bear in mind, I
insane.
just come back from Dubai. So I had incredible jet lag. On the Friday morning, we arrived back. We travelled through the night. So I got back at 7 in the morning and travelled through the night. Went back in time 4 hours or 5 hours. So from that day forward, the following day was my little girl's birthday. And from that day, from the Thursday, well, basically the Thursday morning when I woke up in Dubai, I've not had correct sleep, which is 2 weeks today.
Wow.
So I've literally, in
Take
2
me out
weeks,
of 14
days.
Thank you more so for coming in now, because obviously it must be really difficult into all the long-winded conversation. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
I had a Zoom right before this with a couple of with two of my business partners, and they both said, "You look like absolute dog shit. You need to go home and sleep." I was like, "Nice one for that. I'm only going to go to a podcast now." So yeah.
So back to the sleep. A lot of people are like, you know, I seen loads of people pushing like, let's get up that early on Instagram and shit like that on social media. You know, we wake up at 4 a.m. because we get this done and we get that done and blah 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 blah, and the 5 o'clock club and all the rest of it. But this is something that I've been discussing lately, like with one or two of my friends and stuff like that. And I've called it like the 4 to 8 hour ratio. So just stick with me with this one. I said,
Cool.
You work 9 till 5, it's 8 hours in a day.
Yeah.
During that period of 8 hours, standard person's jangling with Cathy, they're fucking having a scroll on the phone, they're having a dinner, they're doing whatever they're doing, right? In that fucking 8 hours, are you doing 8 hours work? No. What about working deeply for 4 hours and going, right, swerve that phone, turn that off, we're not having dinner, we're not talking rubbish. Do you believe you could get done in 4 hours what you could in 8?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
100%.
I do.
Like you can get done in an hour and a half. Realistically, you can. An hour and a half, 2 hours, you can get done what you get done in 8.
So do you think if we can, we're working at our optimum if we're having a lack of sleep?
No.
So would it make more sense to have more sleep and smash it in the hours you've got?
Absolutely, lad.
Because you get so many people going, oh yeah, you know, I get up at blah blah, yeah, do you? But what are you like at 12 o'clock, lad? Cabbaged. Do you know what I mean? When you've done what you've got to do, are you sitting there procrastinating loads? Because I do. When I get up really early, I might be productive first thing in the morning. I'll work out, I'll do this, I'll do whatever I'm doing, I'll complete my morning routine. But whether I get up at 6:30 or whether I get up at fucking 4:30, I'd still complete that morning routine. But for me personally, early mornings, to a certain extent, every day I'll get up early. Early to me, 6:30, but that's not to some people, 4:30 is. But for me, because I've got a family in the evening time and stuff, I've got to do things with them. I've got to take them places 100%. And whatever else. I've got a business to run, so my life's very busy and physically demanding. So it doesn't work for everybody. Do you know what I mean? But I see so many people pushing like, let's all get in the 5 a.m. club. What are your views on it, Luke?
So, up until Ramadan, I was, as I said to you, I was allowing my alarm clock to wake myself up between 5:30 and 6:30. Sorry, no alarm clock to wake up, and I'd wake up between 5:30 and 6:30. Now, the truth is, what you've just said, I'm going to throw a little bit of a spanner in the work because I agree with what you just said, but my day to day has been 3 o'clock I woke up and I ate. Then I'd done my affirmation and prayer and shower, and then I read, and then I took the dog out, and then I came back, got changed, let my uncles, sorted the grass got delivered and stuff that my garden's getting done. Then left, went in, trained pads with Riyadh, showered, changed, had a scope around the gym, checked on everyone, made sure everything was good, had a couple of conversations that needed to be had, drove to physio, had physiotherapy for an hour and a half, then came back, checked up on my uncles, stuff like that, had a Zoom meeting for 30 minutes, had another phone call straight immediately after that while I was ironing my clothes to come here with another app developer here now, with this podcast, we're probably an hour and a half in. Straight after here, I've got to go and meet my friends to break fast at 6:30 in KO, but that'll revolve around business too. Then I'll be home for 8 o'clock to be there to shower, put my kids to bed, have a little chill with them, and then I'll jump into bed. Now, that's my day, and I've got more done there, because what you said about the 8 hours and you can turn it into an hour and a half, I'm working on that type of energy.
Scale.
Yeah, so I'm getting with more hours. So I'm getting so much more done during Ramadan because I'm not allowing myself to crash the way you said.
How are you fighting that, Luke?
Not great. I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling happy. I'm feeling a bit shaky. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling lackadaisical, but I know it's short term and I know I'm doing it for God. And I know that I'm going to take advantage of every single second of this Ramadan and I'm going to make it the most productive section and period of my life. Because I know why I'm doing this, for the greater good, and I'm going to run with that energy and I'm going to make the most of every second of the day, bro. I'm not going to moan about it. I'm not going to bitch about it. I'm going to do what needs to be done because I'm doing it for the greater good. I'm getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. I'm going to go and do a shred fast, and then I'm not going to eat and drink all day, and I'm still going to get everything done that needs to be done. I'm still going to provide for my family because nothing changes, lad. Nothing can change. Nothing will. I get emotional speaking about it because there's nothing that can stop me when I put my mind to something. So the conceit of what you said is you're right, and it's not sustainable, and I'm not advocating for what I'm doing. And there's been a lot of uproar, like when I'm posting these things and people are commenting, it's hilarious. You look at some of the comments. I'm not one to read comments, but I checked a couple today, and some people are like, getting up at this time and that, and they're slating it, and it's like,
do you and I'll do me.
It's actually good. They don't understand that it helps you. It helps us, but regardless of that, what they're saying anyway, it falls on deaf ears because I know why I'm doing it. I know that it is, as I say, for the greater good, and I know that it's short term. So I'm willing to suffer, and I'm willing to literally sacrifice basically me sanity and me optimal levels of sleep and feeling good. I don't feel happy at all right now, bro.
You won't, lad, because you're not getting much sleep.
I'm going through
I'm
going through a spiritual journey, and I only just said to me, my friend, who's Muslim today, on one of the phone calls that I just referred to, he's been doing this for 32 years, whatever. So I said, I'm going through something here, like, I'm feeling this, you know what I mean? And he said, you will. This is, and then he explained this, and I was like, okay, I've just gauged a better understanding of it now.
Yeah, because you can relate with them. Me and my man went to Morocco, lad, and it was during Ramadan, and he's Muslim. We're there now. Lad, it was madness in the daytime, and that people were killing each other, taxi drivers were fighting, all craziness is going on. In the night time, lad, when everyone's breaking the fast, everyone's like, my brother, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Salam, brother, yeah. I'm sitting down breaking bread with them. It's all right for me, like, because I'm eating in the day as well. But, lad, you know what, out of respect, like, I was eating Soleros behind fucking bands and stuff like that. You know, no, not in front of them, because it's just like, you know, at the end of the day, it's not nice, is it? They can't do it. I'm there. It's their culture. I'm there to respect it, you know.
Well, one of the girls coming and saying to us yesterday, Amy, just normal. I don't know if she's even religious. She's definitely not Muslim. And then she sang with us, and she said, you know what, I'm not going to eat or drink today just to feel what it's like. And she did it all day. And then I spoke to her today, and she said that was a lot harder than I thought.
It really is. I've done a 72-hour fast, lad, towards the end of last year, and I tell you now, it's one of the hardest things I've ever done. I love me scran, I love me drink, and I've set some challenges before, but that, just knowing that, like, I could have water though, so it's different to what you're doing now, but just having water and water alone, lad, after like 40 hours, I was just like, oh my God, I was awake in the night time because I was hungry. I was losing sleep and shit like that.
I did 48 hours, and the worst thing I've ever done. Well, worse than what I'm feeling now, but it was only a one-off.
It's
the accumulation of what I'm feeling now is 10 times worse than what I experienced with that. It's the accumulation, Jack. It's getting up each day.
It's compound, but see that as well.
30 odd days, bro.
We spoke about it in the last podcast with Joseph Rugen. It's a domino effect, lad. You know, it's compound. The more you do it, it's like with what you're doing with the steadfast, for the good, for the greater good. Well, if you do it for something going the other way, that's the same impact on you, but negatively. Procrastination, did you ever procrastinate?
Yeah, definitely.
How do you manage it?
I've got a picture on my wall of Mike Tyson. It says, discipline is doing what you hate to do and doing it like you love it. So I try and implement that methodology just with immediate effect. I procrastinate I do always do it. So it's only a case of I might put it off for a couple of minutes. Like we laugh about it, but with the workout, as I say, we're supposed to start at 10 a.m. usually. We always start at 20 past because we're all terrified, lads. We're all just walking around.
That's how you know it's some heavy stuff.
I literally say, right, come here, are we ready? At least 10 times before we actually
go. And everyone,
yes, and everyone just taking the time, putting the towel down, grabbing another water, this, that. It's like you are procrastinating because you're like, as soon as I say, hello and welcome to this advanced fast workout, it's on, lad.
It's on.
It's on. So
yeah,
so it in that sense, I procrastinate. But with stuff that needs to be done, I'd say I procrastinate only really round. Do you know when you've got really like deep financial work to do?
Yeah,
that's a burden, isn't it? And you're like, oh, but you get people in to do that. But like that's always a bit of a burden. But again, I wouldn't say I procrastinate because it still gets done. That's just the biggest one where I'm like, I really don't want to do this, and I might leave it like a day.
Yeah, and then you say, I'll do that. Do it tomorrow.
But it's never self-sabotaging procrastination. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't ever.
Yeah, where it gets the better of you.
Yeah, it's not a catastrophic one. It's only ever small.
Your attitude's everything, and your attitude's fantastic. Luke, like just even talking to you now here in this chair and seeing, your outlook towards your business and steadfast and everything you're doing. Like, for example, like, I seen when your website crashed, and it was like something had just come out, and you didn't seem flustered by it. You're just coming on, fuming, just delivering a message with a smile, like, listen. We've just come up here, blah, blah, blah. The website's crashed and this is when it's absolutely booming, but it's good because there's an influx of people. Just bear with us, blah, blah, blah. If that's something you've had to work on, brother.
Positive mental attitude, yeah. I've done a video on my way into here today talking about exactly what we're about to get into now. And I didn't post it. I was just like, I'm not feeling it. Just left it. And literally I was saying a positive mental attitude isn't thinking everything's all good. Everything's good all the time, because it definitely isn't, but like most of the time things are bad. No. So, but what it is taking every situation and looking for the positive. So in one of my journals, I've got a quote and it says, every day may not be good, but there's good in every day.
Yeah.
So that to me is a positive mental attitude. Now, it's just looking for the positives, drawing them out even if you can't find them, focusing and honing in on them. And it's not neglecting your problems, and it's not saying
they're not there.
It's not saying, no, everything's okay, everything's fine. No, it's not okay. But what's the solution? Because the best way to approach any situation is with a positive mental attitude. So I live by that, and I will never not have a positive outlook on anything. No matter what that situation is.
It's difficult not to stress in it.
It's difficult, lad, but it's something that when you do it enough, bro, it just becomes... Yeah. It becomes your natural way, yeah. It's your natural way of doing things. It's your natural way of approaching every situation is to go, right, what's gone good, or what can I do to solve this problem? What good does a negative attitude have?
It doesn't.
It actually doesn't hold or serve anyone well.
But we seem to try and live in it or find a way because it makes us feel better in some fucking weird way.
But again, lad, I genuinely, I'm just a realist in the sense of when I'm saying to you, when I'm asking you this question, when we're sat here and I'm saying, like, how does it serve you well? It's all well and good saying that as like a metaphorical question, but I'm actually asking you the question, and like people out there, how does it serve you well?
It doesn't.
Because if you can come up with one single example, I'll say, okay. But for you to hit a really bad situation, for you to hit like catastrophe and have a negative outlook on it, there's zero pros. So you only get that, you only get the solution by having a positive attitude about it and saying, right, this needs to be done.
Well, I always say here, we don't have problems, we have solutions.
100%, bro.
Put it down to me, what's the obstacle?
We are problem solvers by nature. Yeah. That's human nature.
And there's no problem, it's just an obstacle. It's just another obstacle. It's just with something else we've got to find our way through, round, over, under, it doesn't matter, but we're going to sort it. Yeah. That's our attitude.
Problems are speed bumps, not stop signs, bro. Said it the other
day. That one.
It is, though. It's a speed bump. It's not a sign to stop. It's not a sign to throw the towel in.
I know you're massive on youth and you're massive on giving back to them and teaching them. Where do them values come from?
Needing it myself, as we touched on before.
Yeah,
to be honest, it's what I needed. I just put myself. I do it with business and I do it with me purpose in terms of serving the youth. I say, what would I have needed and as a customer, I say, what do I now need? So that's me 2 philosophies on business as a whole. Yeah. Whether it's coffee, whether it's the gym, whether it's chef fast, whether it's anything clothing. I ask myself, what do I need? What would I want as a customer? I just put myself in their shoes. So with the youth, when it comes to doing anything that's revolving around youth, I think, what did I need?
Because I know you're big on it, and you always say, you know, the youth of tomorrow and blah, blah, blah. When you're big on, like, you know, bringing them through, like what you do with Archie and stuff like that. I see a lot of it. Your daughter's cooking, you're teaching them all the time and stuff. 100%. I know you're big on that. Your lifestyle, are you fully in control of your days, Luke?
Yeah, completely. Completely, lad. Completely. It's one of the things I mean,
because that's something you struggle with, isn't it, Luke? Like, from that transition to, like, from being, like, a normal life when you're high performing and stuff like that. Like, I've went through transitions where I haven't been fully in control of my fucking days, and I should have been. Yeah. I should have been, and I look back on it and I kick myself. It's like, listen, you're the one who's driving this business. You're the one who's making these decisions. But sometimes you just sort of like let life take over. Where it's like, oh no, we haven't got to do anything. No. I'm fully in control of this situation, and it's down to me what I choose to do with my days. And it's getting that in your head and getting hold of it. Are you good at that?
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons me and my girl have a little back and forth about it now, because if for any reason we need to do something, the first thing she'll say is like, you can do what you want. Like, why can't we do this? Like, you've got you can say that we can do anything. You've got full control of your day. Do you know what I'm saying? So why can't we do this, or why can't we do that? Not in a spoiled way.
Yeah, I know, but I totally understand. I have the same thing with my missus. That's why I'm asking you. Like, listen, you're the one who's in control. Why aren't we sorting this? Because I've got to go there. No, but you haven't got to do nothing. But it's more because you want to. But it's hard to try and manage it.
This is my point when you're saying I'm in control, lad. It's just that I'm so hungry for success at the minute. That I'm filling my days up with lucrative tasks. And putting myself in places where I can see and grab hold of opportunity. The thing is, this is the first podcast, and this is why I texted the other day and said, I'd like to come on and do it with you, bro. After it's been a while we spoke about it. Yeah. But the reason is, Jack, and I'll be completely open and honest with you, and it's not flexing at all, lad. Please, I hope on God, lad, I'm saying this from a humble place, but I'm at a place now where I really can come on here and talk about business. Now, if you've noticed on any other podcast, I don't really go into the business side of stuff. I just talk about dead honest,
I haven't watched them, and the reason why, that's not a personal thing on you, because you know what? If I'm planning to get a guest on, Luke, I won't watch another podcast on them, because it can start making me think, if I see they've asked you a question, I can't answer them.
Lad, it's said well, but this is just why it's just all meant to be. This was written, this one, but this has been one where we spoke about a lot of different things. It's been really enjoyable so far, but my point is that I'm willing to speak about business now, like I genuinely am. I'm willing to speak about the youth now because I know who I am right now. So in the past, 2 things I'll touch on. Mark used to ask me to go into the schools and see the kids, like, and give them lectures. Yeah, because he does a lot, doesn't he? But I knew that I wasn't where I needed to be spiritually. I wasn't aligned 100%, sorry, it's okay. 100% where I could go in and not lecture kids, but give advice. I wouldn't have felt content. Now that's something that I will do this year. The second one on business, when people would say, as you just said, oh, you're smashing it in. But I'm sitting there thinking, but
I'm not.
Well, even if I was, Jack, it's like I didn't understand where it was just now. Now, over this past 18 months, I've gained a better knowledge on and understanding of business, numbers, where you're at, what things are worth, how you grow, the rate of growth, all these things, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've looked into business. I now know business, and I now know that I am successful in business and only getting more successful. So I'm willing now to spread that knowledge with people, because I genuinely would hope to God that it can help people create something for themselves and eventually become successful within their own.
You now feel worthy.
Business sector. I do, bro. I do.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, you feel worthy to deliver them things 100%. To the kids. You feel worthy to tell me 100%. About this. And so where you can't say it from a point or a perspective where you don't feel ready or you don't feel worthy, and when you are, because then it feels unnatural, it feels false.
100%.
Where it's true to you now. You know you can deliver it because you have the confidence, because it's coming from a place of, as you said, credibility.
Yes. I know it's got weight. And just as another pointer onto that though, like, that doesn't mean for a second when I'm speaking about this that I'm anywhere near where I want to be.
No, I totally understand that.
I still fully understand that these levels, like there's levels to this.
To everything
and
there
on a
is.
Richter scale, I'm not with any, like I'm not even a blip.
No, but you're ready to start to be able to
But I'm on the
touch
way,
on the
Jack.
surface. Yeah,
I'm on the way.
I can see that.
And I'm willing, I'm willing to help and guide people towards getting on the ladder at least. I might not tell them how to climb the ladder just yet, but I will do as I go. But I know how to get on the ladder.
You're just sharing what you know, and it's nice to share the wealth of knowledge, isn't it? Why not?
I think that's all we've got, Jack.
That's it.
That's all we've got.
Let's share it with each other, innit?
That's all we've got.
The whole point of us having this sit down. What do you like to do to wind down?
I probably don't. Jack,
I love the honesty, brother.
I can't sit here. Lad, do you know what I done? Do you know what I done yesterday? Was it yesterday? Lad, the days are literally moulding into one. It was yesterday. Do you know what I done yesterday?
Go on.
And this is the first time, and I don't know how long, and I don't know why I done it. Done everything I needed to do. I got up at 2 o'clock, went to train, done everything, and I drove back to ours, and I genuinely, lad, I had my entire day finished by 6 a.m. Everything.
Wow.
Right? So I was like, what do I do? There's actually nothing to do. So I went home, got the cover, put the telly on, put the fire on, and watched Hangover 2.
Wow.
But I fell asleep after
nice
20 minutes.
Innit? Yeah.
And lad, I swear to you, bro, that's the first time I've done something like that. And I've done it because it's Ramadan. I thought, let me take a step back. Let me just enjoy this. And I was laughing my head off at the first part and then I fell asleep.
It's boss as well, lad, innit? And
Woke
especially
up
when you haven't
delirious.
done something like that for a while as well, you'd enjoy it even more.
I do. And then, apart from that, I'd say the only other thing I do to wind down is eat with friends. And when I travel, I feel a sense of peace when I travel, as you said. So I try and get away as much as I can. Still working, but because I'm out the environment,
it's lovely, innit?
It feels better.
It's a new lease of life.
Yeah.
Change is as good as rest.
Yeah.
Remember that one, lad?
It really is.
Is there anything that you'd like to touch on, or any truth topics, or any stuff we haven't touched on, Luke? Is there anything that in your mind where you're thinking, like, I'd like to share this, or I'd like to talk about it? Or do you feel like we've touched on everything?
I can't even really think there, because we've just conversated so much there. I feel like we have covered a lot of different topics, but just, like as I've said before, and I say from a humble place with a pure heart, it's just that my main mission isn't to make anyone feel inferior. It's not to make anyone feel lazy when I'm posting these posts, getting up early. It's not to make anyone believe in what I believe. It's not to make anyone feel less worthy than they want to feel, as we've touched on as well. I'm purely here to try and ignite that little bit of motivation in someone to just get started and get moving and to better their lives. And if I can do it, I'm so grateful for it. And I know that I am doing it. Yeah, I know that I am for so many people.
You're changing lives, Luke.
Yeah.
You are.
I know.
Really
and I feel that. I know that because the proof is in the pudding. I'm getting too many different messages and feedback, and the team are as a whole now. But one thing I do want to touch on, I definitely do want to touch on this, is just how amazing the Steadfast team are, and that's everyone from the actual Steadfast instructors, the heel staff, the people behind the scenes on the admin side of stuff. I've got the most amazing team I could ever wish to have. I swear to you, Jack. They're just
and I can see that from the outside, brother. That's why I started out by asking you how you've built a team so strong.
Yeah, it's built organically. It's happened because I've spoken into existence. I've just asked God for the perfect people to enter my life at the perfect time, and that's what seems to be happening, brother. And they just come in they come in at the perfect time and fit into the perfect role, and I'm just blessed in that sense that it's happening and it continues to happen. There's more people who are on the borderline, who want to be involved, who are close. They're very, very close, probably closer than they think. They're next in line, and these people are they're just the high performing, just monsters, bro. They really are. The monsters. Like, one of them come in and train with us at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, start, sat with us, ate food, spoke, read his book, and then went and done the 6:30 a.m. class too, and then went to work 12 hours a day in a factory.
See,
and he's got a little girl. So what excuses are left?
Yeah.
Bro, like I swear to you, he's just an animal. And Harrison come in and told you he's hilarious and just said, yeah, I can admit, he's the hardest worker, because he always goes on about the hardest worker, and he said, he's the hardest worker. And he's talking about, I'll give him a shout out, his name's Ryan, and he's just an absolute champion, diamond of a kid, and he's just doing what needs to be done every day, lad. And I said, I don't even want to say what I said. I said to someone, no, he just deserves a big pat on the back. He just does, lad.
Well, he's getting it,
it's not easy. It's not easy to do a steadfast, but it's definitely not easy to get up at 2 a.m, do 2 steadfast, and then go to work for 12 hours. And do you know what he has to do? He has to make glass. So it's in like an inferno almost.
Yeah, he's
for 12 hours a day, and then he goes home and puts his daughter to bed. Come on, bro. Like,
do you know what though, Luke? What's incredible as well? You're interacting them type of people, and they want to invest into you.
He wants to invest. I like to put it as steadfast.
Yeah, but well, steadfast. It's your brand, it's your methodology, and you know what the thing is, you've built a brand based on you. It's insane. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not off something else. You know, Phil Knight made Nike. It was a sports brand. It weren't him. This is you, but just in a different way. Yeah, it's what you've done, and you've tried to and that's why it can't be imitated, because it's not organic. Let's do a few quick fire questions then towards the end. Favorite spot in the city?
Picnic. Gotta say.
Them banana shakes in there, lad.
Nice.
Bad boy.
Can't knock it. But lad, I've got to say Coffee Asia, haven't I, as well? I've got a coffee shop named after my little girl. So, and we are starting to do food actually.
I'll have to get in
touch on
and have a go.
Touch on it. So, Coffee Asia, man, it's based in Heal Wellbeing. Yes. A lot of people don't know that, and we're just starting to do breakfasts now on Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay.
We're going to be serving breakfast from like 8 till around about 12 as a small launch, like a soft launch, and then we're eventually going to be doing them every single day. The breakfast and next level, brother. I swear to you, Jack.
That's a judge. Be the judge of that, brother.
You can do, and it's on me, lad. You just come down and let me know the day.
Brings me on. Thank you very much, brother. That brings me to the next question. How do you like your eggs in the morning?
Do you know what? I have them a very specific way, though, as well. You know, I have them a specific way. I have them as a mix between like an omelette and scrambled almost, bro. So I've got a specific way. But our cook does them, and they're called Asia Special Eggs. And I'll just leave it to the imagination, bro. You need to just come inside. Bro, listen, that's unbelievable. You eat it with flatbread. It's just next level. It's next level.
You're making me hungry. You've got.
How do you think I feel?
Hungry. You've got an hour in a room with one person to help you learn and grow or be inspired. Who would you choose? And it can't be me, because I've had you for 2.
Love that.
Be anyone, Luke. Be anybody.
I've got to think about this. It's quick fire though, isn't it?
No, but if you want to think
about it,
it can be anybody. Think about it.
I think Malcolm X. Have you seen the film?
Malcolm X, yeah.
And obviously, you know about him and that. Yeah. I just think I'd like to ask him what he'd have done different with his message. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've got a friend, like my mate who I spoke about earlier, and he's quite big on Malcolm X and that. It's interesting.
It's a great film to watch that if no one's seen it. Great film.
Your favourite comfort food? Bad time to ask, but got to.
Just cakes, lad. Like, you know, these mad cakes everyone's doing now, bro. Like, you got school cake, like donuts, me, you know, just...
I'm a cake man, lad.
Just like a donut style one with loads of cream in the middle. Just like, not because this the thing, I sound like I'm chatting bubbles here, but it's the cakes that, you know, like a person, like, they're not a specific name. Yeah, just these ones that these people make. Yeah. Like, take the cake and that, just do it, they just make something, you're like, what's that? Lad, you don't even know what it's called.
Cake's me.
So heavy.
It's me, lad, yeah.
Pastries as well, do you know what I mean?
One book to change your life?
Think and Grow Rich.
Napoleon Hill.
Yeah, 100%.
Fantastic.
And though, another one just to throw it in there, though, is honestly Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Make sure you read that, Jack. Quality. Joseph
Rugen touched on that, and you must have bent him on that book.
Yeah, I bent him on it.
Drifters.
So he refers to that. That's obviously how the devil can get you if you allow your mind to drift, if you're not in control of your mind, that's where you're susceptible to the devil's will.
I'm gonna read the book. Definitely, it's one on my list. 100%. The best advice you've ever had?
Everything's based on trust. Kev Sheedy said that to me when I was at Everton, and it was about getting in the team. And he said, managers don't play the best players, they play the players they can trust.
Wow. I didn't touch on your footballing career either because I just didn't feel it was up for today, but there's so much more there as well, Luke.
We'll do part two, innit?
Yeah, because there's a lot more I want to tap into with you, but I know you've only got so much time. One thing on your bucket list you haven't done?
Couple, there's a few. So,
but if you could name one though, like top of the list, lad, you can only do one. Fuck everything what's on it, you can do one.
Everest.
Yeah. You can only keep one possession, what would it be?
As in, are we talking material object?
Material object.
Kettlebell. Gotta be, lad. And what else do we need, lad?
It's up there. Curtis Campbell said his gum shield, man.
Yeah.
He's about some man answers. Man. A lot of people say the phone, kettlebell.
Oh.
Favourite musician or song?
Oasis.
Wow, weren't expecting that out here, Luke, you know.
Because obviously my uncles, like I said, I grew up with my 3 uncles next door, lad.
Yeah.
On the ale every day in the summer, just tunes blasting, all
bit
the mates round.
So can't walk it, lad, can you?
I grew up loving Oasis, lad.
You could have one superpower, what would it be?
So fun.
It's a good one. I like it when you're off the thing.
I think just to fly, because we like travelling, lad, so much.
Yeah, see
I'm
you
just
later.
off now, lad. I see you in it. Straight off, so gotta be probably flying. I'd be all over the world if I could fly.
Would you like to do any shout outs before we go? Shout out to anybody. It can be a family member, it could be your brand, it could be people around you.
Do you know what I do want to give a shout out to? So I achieved a section of a life goal in this past couple of months, and that was to retire my mum. So, and she had cancer at the beginning of last year. She got diagnosed with lung cancer last January or February. She got it operated on and sorted, and she's smoked the whole life, and she's now stopped smoking. She's the healthiest she's ever been. And she's just over the moon with me 2 little daughters and her granddaughters, and she now gets to enjoy the rest of her time. Well, she's like semi-retired, so she does like 2 days a week, which will eventually stop. So that's why I say it's 3/4 of the way there. And then when she does eventually stop, that'll be such a big milestone for myself, because she's like, heaven does lie at the feet of your mother, bro, and I just love her to absolute bits. And my goal in life always was, since I can remember, 7, 8 years old, was to just give her the life of her dreams, do you know what I mean? And take her on multiple holidays a year, give her a nice house, which she'll have in the near future, and yeah, just make sure that the rest of her life is just 100% comfort, peace, tranquility, do you know what I mean? So just a shout out to me mum, man, for everything she's done for me.
Luke, you've just shook the mic, brother. That one was a serious shout. Seriously done. Seriously, that was a boss one, heartfelt one. We bring it to a close now. Another view we have in common is not to share your true goals with others, as it wavers the outcome, and that's something I've always strongly believed. I believe you have more power with me and me alone, so I won't ask you to talk about what you've got planned for the future. But what I will say is, life's truly for living, and what we make of it, and you're definitely making the most of it. It's been an absolute honour to hold this space with you and to share this amazing conversation. I'm absolutely blessed to have had you on, and the very best of luck with everything you're doing in the future, as I'm saying it's going to be massive, Luke. Thank you so much, brother, for coming in, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
No, honestly, that's been a pleasure.
I'd just like to do a quick shout out myself. Shout out to Gratitude Apparel for kicking us out for the podcast. Absolute legend. We really appreciate it. Shout out to Soar Healing as well, who sponsors, and also my company Green Lane Blinds. And thank you very much for tuning in. Until next time, guys. Peace out.
Love it, brother.